Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is James, and I am the keeper for this game of Shadows over Stillwater, which is a Call of Cthulhu campaign set in the Wild West. Thank you for joining us here today. I am joined, as always, by this fantastic crew of people. Let's have them all introduce themselves. Art, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, I'm Art. I play Dr. Joseph Waite, and I think the last time we saw me, I was performing an emergency tracheotomy on Griff.
Yeah, which was a little bit intense. Speaking of which, Daniel, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Griff Gutherson, who is an aging mountain man. And last time you saw me, I was getting a tracheotomy performed on me by a certain doctor.
Giant bites from the living dead will do that to you.
Yeah.
David, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, g'day, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Grease, and last time we fended off the restless undead, and I almost saw my friend torn to pieces.
Yeah, not great. Jackson.
Hey, I'm Jackson. I'm playing U.S. Marshal Jeremiah MacDonald. Last time we were here, he was finally putting to rest the bandit from his past on the gallows pole. It's very satisfying for all. Everyone had a good time. It was a good turnout.
Yes, the gallows put to end, a dark chapter. And Rachael.
Hello, my name is Rachael, and I play Adda Blanca Ward. And last time we saw me, I have vague recollections of firing on a zombie at point blank range and missing, which is not a thing that happens to me regularly, and I would like for it to stop.
I'm sure you'll be able to adjust your aim this time. And the first thing that charges at you and ends up in close range is going to get blown apart by your shotgun. Okay, fantastic. So for those of you who are just joining us, our characters are a group of people who are hot on the heels of the Green-Eyed Gang, who are a group of outlaws and who each one of our characters has a personal grudge against. They went to the city of Stillwater, and in Stillwater, they found that some strange illness was affecting all of the citizens. Their investigation of the illness took them all the way into the mountains of a nearby mesa, where they uncovered a secret base of serpent people. And eventually they were able to defeat the serpents in the base and return to Stillwater and calm the town. And after a lot of tension with the local people in the town, who were very unhappy about the marshal trying to hang one of them, return things to some semblance of normality. So we're going to jump back into the story as the collection of you are resting, recovering, and spending some time in general catching up with yourselves in Stillwater, because all of you have been wounded pretty badly. There were landmines, there were attacks by serpent people, there were ravenous undead. Can I get everybody to describe to me one by one what injuries your characters have taken and what they spend the next couple of days trying to heal from?
I'll go first because I think mine are the most obvious.
Yeah.
Having sections of my throat missing or somehow sewn back together after having a zombified or living undead creature go at my neck, like so. But on top of that, I also took a landmine in the face, which was not pleasant, I must admit. So I've got like scars on like my chest and like darkening my face. Although Griff is not the sort of person who does not have a lot of scars already. He's collected a lot. However, the one across his throat is especially bad.
So this is really just adding to your collection, if anything.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Who wants to jump in next?
Yeah. Mac suffered several cracked ribs, I think, and fractures from also stepping on a landmine. I don't think he got too beat up by this. Oh, no, he got beat up by a lizard dog in the tunnels.
I promise that makes sense.
Yeah. You can catch up on YouTube. Hey. So plenty of a couple more scars, but kind of just fade into the general scuffiness. I think the most prominent scar he's going to carry with him is his coat is torn to shreds. And he just doesn't care enough to get a new one. He's had the same coat for 20 years, and it still works, technically. But now it kind of flaps behind him in tatters.
It, like Mac, is just a little bit bedraggled.
but still
Absolutely.
practical.
Yes, exactly. Who's next?
Oh, I'll go next. I think I had a few chunks taken out of me by some zombies, is what I recall.
Yeah, I think you caught a few nibbles. Unless I'm
Yeah.
mistaken.
So maybe I have some red, icky bite marks
Very cool.
that I have to get Joseph to sew up, revealing my fear and my deep shame of my fear of needles. I can't look, and
That's actually hilarious. This
gin.
toughened bandit, former bandit, who's been through hell and back, who really just can't stand the idea of being stitched up. I really like that. I think that's great. Who's next?
Well, unlike all these gross old people, I don't have any scars, or I didn't until I too got landmine right across the legs. So I'm very concerned that this doesn't scar, and if the doc can take a look at me, I'd appreciate if it came up clean. I don't think I got zombied though, or lizarded.
No, you were a little too quick for them.
Yeah, I think I did a lot of dodging. If I caught one, I also had some glowing super armor, which was tight as hell.
Very cool. Now,
Again, I promise it makes sense if you go back.
now, Joseph, what about your injuries?
I'm fine.
Well, I think you managed to make a throw. I think you got a slight.
I got a claw or to the face when I was like, that looks like someone I should probably go investigate. Oh, nope, definitely not. And then my horse left, and I didn't. So yeah, I have like a nice little claw mark, but it'll heal. It's not important enough for me to really worry about it, so I'm not really.
Absolutely. And I imagine that you're spending most of your time focusing on trying to heal and cure the others.
Yep. In my head canon, there has been many a conversation with Griff, been like, Griff, if you do not stay in your bed and not outside, we will have words. And when I say words, I mean I will sedate you.
But outside is outside. I need to go outside.
We're going to sit in that bed until you can swallow solids. Do you understand?
Yes, dog.
Brilliant. Okay.
Probably most of it.
It's going to take a couple of days for the collection of you to heal, but you are going to get some time. So first of all, can everyone jump onto your character sheets and you can all heal yourself up back to full health. Now, Mac, I know that you have a pulp talent that is quick healing, but there is a couple of days fast here. So
I'm gonna
I
pay
send it in
mine.
the Roll20 chat just to prove it.
yeah, please do.
Wait, how did you get the nice formatting? Damn it!
I put it in traits.
I'm behind the 8 ball on that one.
Well,
Okay.
maybe you'd put it in a nice thing. It would have been relevant, but apparently not.
So as the collection of you are healing, you spend a little bit of time in Stillwater. Now, this is really a town that is going into recovery. After the disaster that beset the place, after the strange sickness that was turning the residents into mindless monsters, and after the rising of the dead that literally saw people torn out of their graves to come and attack the living, this place has a lot of work to do to bring it back up to the standard that it was previously. Buildings need to be repaired. All of the pieces of loose furniture that were taken and put into a barricade need to be taken back inside and replaced. The wheel of knives needs to be dismantled. All kinds of things need to be done to make the town work and function as it used to. So you're watching a town heal as the collection of you heal yourselves. Now, none of you are really the flavor of the month in Stillwater, but you know how sometimes something really dramatic happens, but then before everyone can really deal with it, something else really dramatic happens and completely sweeps the momentum of that first thing. Well, that sort of happens here. The collection of you are ignored almost, or if not ignored, at least given a wide berth to heal, while the town focuses on bringing itself back together. Can I get everyone to give me a vague description of what their time coalescing looks like when you're healing, when you're in Stillwater? Are you trying to help out, or are you staying away from everybody? What are all your characters doing? I think, Griff, you've been informed that you must remain indoors, so you have a pretty obvious answer.
Griff keeps trying to get Grace to bring him stuff from outside, and like, I don't know what, but like, he wants to be outside in the open air, and so he has to sit in this stupid room with this doctor who won't let him leave, and he's just grumpy.
That's a reasonable reaction. Grease, are you going to be bringing Griff a bunch
Yeah.
of rocks and strings? And
Like a magpie, I just pick up random crap, bring it into the room, and hope I get fed in exchange. I hate this place. I'm gonna say it. I hate this place. I think everyone here is awful. I want to leave as quickly as possible. So when we were first told to rest up, I made a bid for freedom, and I voted to escape. But Griff is in bad condition, and we do need to rest. And I'm terrified of the doctor. So I have yielded, and I think I'm spending a lot of time either fetching things for Griff or half-heartedly playing cards.
Well, fair enough. There's probably a couple of card games that are taking place downstairs in the Buena Suerte Cantina, which you're able to slide into. Can you give me a gambling check just to see if
Yeah,
you
I got it. I'm gonna bet a whole lot. Good check.
Oh my god. An extreme success. So
I will take more from these people. What little they have, I have. Give me
your general
your hat.
aura rather of grumpiness and spite and disgust.
I
at the
love
people
this
of
town.
turns
I love
you
these
into-
people.
gives you a perfect poker face. So I think that given you've made an extreme success in a gambling check, you can make a credit rating increase check.
And I can barely fail it because my credit rating is 5. God damn it!
Oh my god.
I think what that means is you just I think you won like the deed to a farm and then lost it on the next
Oh
round.
my god! I have
there were 5 things out of 9.
Just to be clear, what a credit rating increase is I wanted to fail that.
You wanted
And I
to
have
fail
5
that
in
too.
it.
You had a 5% chance of failing that, and if you fail, you increase your money. Roll me a d10 to see how much you would have lost out on.
God dang. Oh, no! It would have been a 10! Oh, I hate this town! I hate it!
no.
I hate it! They're the worst. They sicked zombies on us. I hate them all. There are
That's what
lizards
happened.
here. This place is the worst. This place is awful. I hate them.
Isn't this stream hosted by Roll20 on their Twitch channel? Is there a chance they're watching right now and
they're
investing with Grease's dice
couple of
rolls?
buttons in the background.
Change
That
the
was
algorithm.
amazing. An extreme success, a critical success, and a max value roll in the same go. What a great start! And I'm telling you what, Grease, I guarantee that you've used up all your luck. So when terrible things start to happen very soon, you're going to roll critical
I
failure
got
after
so
critical
much
failure.
luck. You try it.
Okay. What about the rest of you? What are you all up to?
I know I don't have many friends, so I'm trying to do this at a distance, but I'd like to gently nudge the town toward electing a new sheriff and make sure those elections run as smoothly as possible, because the one they got ain't much good.
Well, you can go about this in 2 ways. You don't have many friends, but you did make some pretty serious speeches, and you did manage to win a few people over to you at the end of the last session. So you can make a persuasion check, and that means that you're really trying to lean on familiarity and friendship here, something that maybe you're not necessarily super great at. Or you can make a law check, and this is you kicking along the legal proceedings that need to happen, making sure that you're sending some letters, making sure that you're explaining the importance of this event and getting it underway.
I can do that. My law's pretty good.
All right, make a law check for me.
Oof. May I push that?
We got more important things to do than worry about that. Half the town's been knocked down, and they all seem a little cross. You've been playing the law card a lot here. You can push this check, but if you push it and fail, then that means that people are going to be particularly cross at you, and they might try to run you out of town a little early.
Or even worse, if you fail, you have to be sheriff. You have to stay here.
I'm a quick healer. I can leave early. No, you need a sheriff. You need it now. I'm going to press the issue.
Please do. Make a push roll check.
Ooh.
Okay, close, but you
him.
made it. All right. So you put your foot down, and grudgingly and with no small amount of complaining, the people of Stillwater get together and eventually elect a new sheriff. You're very happy to see the proceedings, and as you go in to see how it all goes, they use every legal recourse they can, saying, "Oh, sorry, can't have a federal law enforcement getting involved in these kind of matters. You're not a citizen, so you don't have a vote in the town. So you see, better stay outside, Marshal." But you do see a small collection of people outside afterwards. And as far as you are aware, although you don't know who it is who was chosen, the sheriff has been picked. Blanca and Joseph, what about the two of you?
They're an antique store in town.
An antique
that's
store?
operating.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
a general merchant, or
There's a general store, which I can go through and find the exact details for in the book. But in terms of actual antiques dealer, let's have a look. There's something that might not be that great. Why don't you make a luck check for me?
hell yeah. Give me a second.
Oh, you want to go antiquing?
Hard success.
That's pretty
Hard
good.
success.
We'll get to what I'm doing.
Okay, all right, yeah. I believe you have a plan.
Okay, so there's an antique store. It's run in the corner of the town. It's run by a woman called Florence Miller. You visit and you're immediately greeted by rows of shelves all packed with strange little bits and pieces. There's a collection of wind chimes in the corner, which makes you panic for a second because you think that they might be the same wind chimes the serpent people were using to monitor everybody. But you quickly realize that they are just wind chimes. Florence seems nice. How can I help you? What do you need?
Oh, I'm just browsing, and what I would like to do is to find something suitably expensive and then trash talk it. And
Okay.
I would like to see if I can get it for a price no higher than $5.
$5. Okay. You can try here a fast talk check. Otherwise, an appraise check. You can start picking on all the flaws of this item and pointing out how obviously the gold isn't very high value. Real gold is, I don't know, blue or doesn't flake off when you scrape it with a knife. Exactly.
Yes,
So-
I would like to do fast talk.
All right, please go ahead.
Uh,
I wasn't born yesterday now. I know that that's worth more than $5. If you want it, you'll have to pay a little more.
I would like to push this roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that by I'm gonna make up some kind of like value test, and I would like to, like, if it is something gold plated, I basically want to pretend that I can prove it's not real gold by like scratching it.
Absolutely. I think that's a fantastic idea. You're going to I know gold's very soft. So you're going to prove it's not real gold, because if you scratch it with your knife, absolutely nothing will happen to it. And you are informed by Florence, if you scratch it with your knife and you damage it, that means you're going to have to pay for it, and you will be in debt to Florence.
Oh, it was a bad idea, but I don't think that. And I push the roll.
Oh, no!
3 shot. That's what we need.
Shy.
No.
Unfortunately, you cannot luck this roll because it is a push roll. So you boldly pull out your knife and you grab the object. We'll say it's a small sculpture of Daniel. Do you want to make up an animal? Something that would be out in the Wild West, that a small gold sculpture.
Okay. Something in the Wild West. So not a panther.
Okay, panther. Let's go with panther. All right, a small gold
A big
panther.
cat.
You press down with your knife and you deform its face, and it flakes, and you realize this is all gold. It's actually quite expertly made, and you think one of the eyes was a ruby, and it goes skittering across and falls between 2 floorboards.
I'll be back for that.
Miss Miller kind of nods a few times and says, "So will you be writing me a check, or?"
Can I wire you the? Is that a thing I can do? Can I wire you the funds once I get to my bank in nearby
Milwaukee.
large town?
Well, the antiques dealer looks you over a little bit, tries to ascertain whether you are the trustworthy sort and whether you can be relied upon to provide the money after referencing. Can you make a credit rating check for me?
I think Ada lets people think she's an outlaw because it's less embarrassing than an antiques charlatan or whatever this is. She'd rather go to prison.
Oh no! Oh, do I have luck? I have
For
74.
getting a loan.
You want to spend 26 points of luck to not pay for something you broke?
While you're making that decision, let me say quickly, the House of Cthulhu, thank you for subscribing to us. We appreciate it. Great to have you here. There is a small antique with a plaque on it in the corner of the store that was which was stolen from a house named the House of Cthulhu or something like that.
You should have taken
That was a quick one. Anyway, so you failed your credit rating check.
Yeah, I failed.
And,
I failed
look,
everything.
you know, the fact of the matter is you do not have very much, and Miss Miller appears to be able to realize that. So after a little bit of thinking, she says, well, listen, I know that I don't want to be causing no trouble now, and I know it's y'all about to leave the town. Why don't you just work off your debt to me, spending the rest of the day hauling around a couple of boxes out the back? Does that sound all right?
That sounds reasonable, and I begrudgingly put down my gun and stuff and jump out the back.
You come out the back and you move boxes around. It's exhausting work, and just as the sun begins to set and you're completely knackered, you've worked all day. Miss Miller comes back out and she hands you the broken sculpture. And says, for what it's worth, it was fake. Just made out of something soft, and hands it to you. You have this small little broken trinket in your hand. She admires your work and then says, well, goodbye now, leaving you to return.
I leave from this house of this store of pain.
Fair enough.
How much do you now agree with Grace in that this town is terrible for
This
the
town
town?
I hate
sucks.
this town.
I tried to rob this woman and she was too smart. This town sucks.
We have not been allowed to run free and wreak havoc. I loathe these people. I will become their sheriff. That will solve the problem.
Joseph, your time in the town.
Most of my time in town is going to be spent restocking my supplies and looking after anyone and everyone what needs healing. Try and get us a little bit of grace in the town, as it were. But also, if there's people what need healing, I can't not heal them. Probably at some point walking past, seeing Miss Adda doing her thing and be like, don't pull your stitches now. Keep doing what I'm doing. At some point I want to have a chat to Griff, but I don't know if now is the right time.
Sure. Well, we can we'll find a time for that. But first, can I get you to make a general medicine check? Now, the big question here is you're not spending the time that you have in the town looking in to the artifacts that you took from the Serpent Person lair. You're focusing on helping people at this stage.
I got time.
All right. Okay. So a medicine check for me, please. Okay. Yeah. A success because you have absolutely fantastic medicine.
Oof.
That was good. 81 over 84. If you weren't such a bloody good doctor.
Fascinating what someone with my caliber is doing in a place like this, but now I'm here.
There's a lot of
Suspicious,
injuries.
not fascinating.
There's a lot of injuries in the town, and people need a skilled doctor. In fact, one of the largest pieces of work that you do is probably helping the town's doctor come back to their senses, because they were affected very badly by the disease that was spreading as a result of the Serpent Person interference in Stillwater. Since you're practicing as a doctor here, your name is going to get mentioned a lot, and rumors are going to start spreading through the West. People will mention a very well-trained doctor who came through and helped people. I think that this is you practicing your profession functionally, and like Greece, I think you should make a credit rating advancement check. So make a credit rating check, and this is something you want to fail. Your credit rating will increase if you do.
Right. If I succeed, we'll get to something. If I don't, it don't matter.
Unfortunately, neither you nor Greece make any life
that
checks.
makes sense. Because I wouldn't
get these.
I wouldn't be working for money.
Okay, that's
I
good.
would be doing almost all of it pro bono. This is not something I'm doing for cash. And funnily enough, although none of these folks would know, I've been doing this for probably about 3 months now, around different towns. I don't tend to work for cash because most people don't have it. So.
All right, that's interesting. So I'm going to lean into that a little bit. Credit rating in Call of Cthulhu doesn't always just mean money. It can also mean reputation and, in general, sort of the authority and respect that you have. So considering that you are actually not charging anything, can you roll that check again using the bonus dice system? Because since you haven't been asking for people, I think that they're actually interested in basically helping you out.
All right, so 1 dice. Like,
I don't think it likes
does
you rolling.
it matter
other
what it
people's.
is? I'm confused. Is this a bonus or a penalty?
This is, I mean, click a penalty dice for now. Well, so because effectively you're just re-rolling.
Yeah. Oh,
Failure.
Oh, wow. Okay. So given that you actually you start not asking for money, and that actually causes your name to spread even further around the town and around the local area. So roll me a d10 and you can increase your credit rating by that amount.
Okay. Hey, Grease. This is
Yeah.
how it's meant to be done.
I hate you.
I know. Cool by seven.
That's more than I got in total.
Would you like to know what my credit rating is?
I would not.
Cool.
Especially now I understood it means respect as well. Now I'm understanding why I don't got none. Y'all bastards never listen to me.
Does it change anything? I forget.
Well, when you're asked
Ticking
to
over
make credit
50.
rating checks,
I think that will get you actually up to the next bracket.
Ticking over 50 gives you quite a bit
Oh.
more spending. level, I
Yeah,
think.
actually, that absolutely will. I'm going to grab the rules for that in Down Darker Trails, the book. But while we do that, I'm going to quickly set up before we do that, rather, I'm going to set up the next scene. Now, you've relaxed for a little bit, you've healed, but the horrors of the Cthulhu mythos are always just around the corner, and threats are going to come back into your lives rather quickly. For the collection of you, in a couple of days after having rested and come back to yourselves in Stillwater, the threats come in the form of a man named Bob Hurley. Bob Hurley is a trader, a merchant who travels around the West, basically going to other towns and swapping goods between them. He's not native to Stillwater. He tends to roam around. You'd think he's actually from further out to the east, but he comes through here relatively often. And one night when he finds himself in the Buena Suerte Cantina, he's loudly complaining and explaining some kind of bizarre situation that's happened to him, and the collection of you are going to overhear it. The Buena Suerte Cantina is the only saloon now operating. The Sweetwater Saloon has closed down for the time being. It's being repaired since it was outside the barricade. And you're going to overhear Bob Hurley complaining about a place called Santa Rosita, and they just... absolutely bizarre. Never seen nothing like it. I try to get into the town and they will not let me in. They said that they was gonna quarantine us, and they put us in quarantine and they wouldn't let us in none. I had to sit outside in a shack for 3 days, and they said I'd have to stay there for another couple more days if I wanted to head inside the town proper. They were worried that when I said that I travel around, they asked if I'd been through Stillwater. I said, sure, I go through Stillwater every now and again. Was worried I had some kind of sickness that would have been affecting my mind. They said they got all kinds of people in the town who've been behaving the same way. And these reports might not mean much to normal people in the West, but the collection of you know that this sickness was a result of serpent person interference. So with that information, it becomes clear to the collection of you that there is at least some ongoing serpent person interference in the area, and it seems to be near the town of Santa Rosita. I'm going to leave the collection of you to have any discussions that you want to do while I look up how your credit rating has changed. Doc.
I just looked it up real quick.
Oh, you're ahead of me. Okay, perfect.
So have I.
Brilliant. Oh,
I haven't.
Everyone's on it. I also have not.
I still. It probably doesn't help because I don't know anything about this game. Spoilers to anyone who's watching. I don't know anything about this game. So I don't actually know like what any of it means. Short of like now I have a higher spending limit and maybe some more cash. I don't know.
You won't actually gain cash because the cash that you have on hand will appear at the start of a game. And you haven't really been back to secure your assets and that sort of thing. So we'll continue. You have the same amount of cash that you had, but your assets are increasing as such.
Right. Okay. So spending limit is the same as well? Or?
No, if you went up a new tier, your spending limit will have adjusted.
Well, now that was a rather large jump.
Okay.
Because it goes from like $1 to like 5 or something.
Oh no, I was at 5. I'm
Yeah.
now at 25.
Oh my! So
Dinner's
that
on
is
the
a
block.
significant increase.
Like my doctor's bag was $25.
Looks like the doc is going to be paying for our digs at every place now.
I mean, at the moment, it sounds very much like it's reputational only, but still, that's funny as hell.
Yeah, but basically the reputation part of it means that like if you walk into a hotel, they're like, "Oh, you're the doctor who goes around helping people, so we're going to give you a room because you go around helping people."
no charge for people who do such good in the area, like
Yeah.
yourself, sir.
Um,
Not a count.
So, how come that gentleman's talking about this here, like, mind wandering thing getting further abroad? I thought we put a stop to all that.
Did we?
I mean, we that whole, snake emporium's exploded. So it just seems like they ain't gonna be sending no more rockets. This could be outdated information, and they're only just getting word, but...
We also certainly didn't cut the head off the snake, so to speak. There's a good chance some of them got away. They'll
No.
have more hidey holes out here in the West, that's for sure.
Now we masquerading as people. It's concerning enough.
I don't mean to sound bleak, but if Stillwater was wiped out, there'd still be humans around. Probably same idea. Just because we blew up a place
Oh, yeah.
doesn't mean they're all gone.
Nah, I understand.
Oh.
Not to belabor the issue, but I mean, we should probably discuss how we're continuing on. I mean, we originally all agreed to group together because we were all looking for someone. Now, Mac, y'all have found your quarry. I'm still hunting. Are we still on? We still working together?
Well, as long as there's bandits out here with bounties on their heads, I'll keep hunting them.
And surprisingly, you're the nicest bunch of folks I've spent time around in a while, so while you need healing, I'll keep following unless you do something particularly awful, and then maybe I won't.
Eloquent as always, Griff.
You asking all of us this?
I mean, I suppose. Yeah.
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, but I mean, I'm not done with what I'm doing, so happy to hang out with you guys.
I mean, we bit off a little more than we were expecting in Stillwater. Now we know there's, well, oddities, what can be lurking places. Does that take priority? I mean, if this is the same thing, are we still partially responsible for, them lizards what got free? I mean, we were the ones that were there.
For them. We're not responsible for them.
I mean,
They were there.
yeah, but we had a chance to deal with them, and we didn't finish it. And also, I mean, they were hollering all sorts of, nasty insults and things, and maybe we antagonized them a little when we killed a bunch of them.
I mean, what is the alternative? We go and hunt down the rest of them and kill them anyway? We're gonna keep making them mad.
Your words, not mine.
I got a sneaking suspicion that what we're all out here to do is probably not so far away from running us into those snake people again anyway, so I don't think it's gonna be that much of a problem to decide. I mean,
All right.
Well, I'm not keen on running into the snakes again, but
I think they know what we look like now.
are you saying they'll find us?
I'm suggesting it.
Might want to be careful if anyone seems too friendly.
Hmm.
Any of y'all ever been to Santa Rosita?
Would I have traveled through there if I've spent a bit of time on the frontier at this point, Jamie?
Make me a make me a hard luck check.
Sure.
Depends what route you took. Okay. With regular success, you considered going in that direction. You know where it is, but it's actually a little further out to the west than Stillwater is. So no, you haven't been in that direction. It might well have been your next destination had you continued to wander through the west. But at this stage, no. You know very little about the place.
Do we know if it's bigger than Stillwater?
Yes, you would know that the town is quite a bit bigger. In fact, if anyone wants to give me a navigation check, you can have a couple of basic facts about Santa Rosita.
Yeah, be so bold.
Absolutely, please.
I will not. You have 7 points of luck.
I
I
got
got luck to spend.
Oh, that's very
Gotta
kind of
burn
you.
it.
I appreciate it. Okay, well, with that information, you know that Santa Rosita is quite a bit bigger than Stillwater. Stillwater is a town that, pushes on to maybe getting towards 100 people. Santa Rosita is a town of over 1,000. It's quite large, and it has a much larger governmental structure there. There is a mayor, and you would be aware, Marshal, that there is a sheriff there and quite a few deputies. So they have a pretty strict law enforcement procedure in place, which is probably why they're able to do something like enforce a quarantine to people who are trying to get inside.
That's very interesting, but I believe we got other news. We got other news from other intel from Hank Hanratty before he died, right? About some of the other gang members.
You are right. Yes, Hank Hanratty basically was able to say that most of the other gang were further out to the west and were still roaming. So this lines up roughly with that kind of information. I mean, you're not going to be heading in a particular direction to try and find someone. You know that the man that Grease is hunting headed out towards a variety of quarries, and Jim Owens, the man's name, is apparently searching for wealth and riches by robbing miners and prospectors. And you know that Elijah Smythe is now working with the Mormons. But no, you don't have an exact location.
I mean, a larger town would probably get us in the right direction. Someone might know something.
As long as we're bouncing our way out there.
Oh, ain't we
We want
gonna
to be
have?
passing through big towns anyway. That's gives us the best chance talking to someone who's seen them.
I suppose we'll have an issue with their quarantine, though, given we have come from Stillwater.
Yeah, it's not such a bad thing to stop by and see if they're dealing with any similar problems.
Maybe we could help them deal with it. Whatever's causing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
If it's snakes, we have prior experience.
would I have had any time at all to look at the powder?
At this stage, I think you have been working a little too hard, but you'll probably get some time. If you are going to get trapped in quarantine for a couple of days, then you will absolutely have time to try and perform some study.
Perf.
Okay. So with that in mind, the collection of you plan to leave and begin to get your
Quickly.
things together and announce to the town that you will be on your way in one form or another before too long. As a collection of you go to gather up your supplies and make ready to leave, Marshal, you will be called aside by Hector, the owner of the Buena Suerte Cantina, who wants to have a quiet word with you.
By all means, he may.
After you approach, he sits down and says, I want to give you a drink and let you have some news. Sits down, pours you both some whiskey. You both drink in silence for a little while before Hector kind of leans in and says, so when Mr. Hanratty, when Hank came in, y'all let him talk to us before he had to hang. And he told us a few things, had a little bit to say. We was gonna write a letter or something, have his words live on, but none of us know letters so good. So he just gave me a message to pass along to you.
What was the message?
Didn't want to say it himself or nothing. Said he didn't want to be pondering dark things when he went to the gallows. Wanted to have his mind be closer to God and happier thoughts.
Well, shoot.
So Hank said that he done seen the dead before. That's why he didn't panic. That's why I was able to react so quickly, and he got organized, didn't get scared, told us what to do, was able to hold the town together. And we didn't really know what he was talking about. And he said he wanted to tell you that he done seen the dead when he was with Christopher. And he said that you know what that meant. Now, Marshall, you do know what that means.
Oh, good. I'm so
Yeah,
glad.
so no, don't worry. It was to call way back to our prologue sessions. Christopher Vilhila Perea, the leader
The other
of the
dude
Green
was
Eyed
stand
Gang.
up. Oh. Get him.
So after Hector has given you this news that the only other time that the dead had been around was when the leader of the Green Eyed Gang was in the area. He kind of falls down and says, I hope that means something to you.
Well, it'll certainly help point us in the right direction. Thank you for passing it on.
What does it mean, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it means Hank was doing his best to look out for everyone else. It's giving us something to carry on with, make sure we can keep some more people safe.
Well, that's just like Hank, you know. Was a good man, and I think that he gonna find peace now.
I'm sure he's gone to his reward.
I'm sure so too. And he nods. When the next morning comes and you've all gathered your supplies, Marshall, are you going to mention that conversation to anybody?
Yeah. I think yeah, that's need to know information.
Yep. Okay.
And everybody here needs to know.
All right. So you mentioned to the others that it is possible that the Green-Eyed Gang are involved in some way in the strangeness that is happening. And that information sits heavy on all of your shoulders, but how each of you individually deal with it will be up to you. Now, before we continue, does anybody have anything they want to do in the evening before you set off? Are you gathering any particular supplies? Are you making ready?
I want to pack everything so we can go bright and early and get the out of here. I go to sleep early. I tuck myself in. Oh boy, tomorrow we're leaving Stillwater.
Well, before you get to bed too early, Joseph, did you want to have a conversation with Grace?
I know Griff.
Griff.
Oh, with Griff, my bad.
It's all right. Not the first time.
That's a problem.
And not the last.
No, it will not be.
Well, please, if you want to have a discussion with Griff, now would be the time. You can.
Yes, probably like sort of checking in on him, making sure he's healing up all right. We've probably, it's like, how long have we been in this place?
Too long.
You probably spend a bit over a week.
Okay. So
before
like
you go again.
probably at this stage your drains come out. I'm just checking everything's healing correctly. FYI, drains in the neck are the worst to get removed. Trust me, I should know. But yeah, we'll come in and be like, you look like you're healing all right, Griff. You sturdy, man.
Doing all right.
I'm glad to hear it. I did notice when you were when I was working on you in the jail, that you were trying to get something out to Greece. I was wondering if you'd be willing to share it with me so that should anything happen, someone else can pick that up for you.
Doc, I'm grateful, but Doc, you're a man of healing. You're not. What I got is a task of death, and I can't put that on you, Doc. You can't. I'm sorry. You're not meant to take lives from this world. You're meant to keep them in it, and I respect that.
I think you might misunderstand me, Griff. I only mean if you tell me who this person is, I can make sure that I can find someone who ain't me, because as you rightly say, I don't take lives, at least not intentionally. And then I can make sure that one way or another your legacy stays. Of course, if that's not something you want to share, I understand.
No, you're right. Someone else needs to know. Someone who ain't me. And all right, if you're willing to take that burden. His name is Elijah Smythe. And he is a terrible, terrible man. And the only good he'll ever do is fill in a grave. many years ago, I made friends with a group of Shoshone up in the mountains. But he killed them all in a religious fervor. And he needs to be put in the ground. That's all I got to say about that.
Thank you, Griff, for your trust. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That night, Griff, we mentioned last session that in the moments as you slipped out of consciousness with blood gushing from your throat, you had a strange near-death experience, one that might have felt for a second to Griff to be religious. Has Griff had any more thoughts about that in the time that he's had to heal? Has seeing people flock to the church in Stillwater changed his views on religion? He's always been very hesitant to go up to the church. Has that continued? Is it stronger? Is it less strong?
I think Griff ain't got no problem with belief in something greater. It's men who put that belief into words. And men can't understand that greatness that lies above them. And if they try, they are either stupid or lying. And Griff cannot abide either of those facts.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Griff. So the next morning, the collection of you finally get to leave. You're all woken up by Grace moving around, saying, get on the road, need to go,
like
need to go.
Like a kid on Christmas.
Exactly. And the collection of you are finally going to be able to get out of Stillwater and head towards Santa Rosita. It's a pretty long trip. You need to go along the Southwood Pass, which is a well-established road. So although it's a couple of days' journey, it's not going to be too unpleasant. Now, none of you have horses anymore. Unfortunately, your
I was just about to ask if we could have gone looking for them.
Well, your horses all vanished and escaped off into the mesa, maybe. Can I get everybody to make a luck check?
That is a lot of red.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh no.
A failure for Griff, a critical failure for Mac. I'm assuming that your horse went down choking another one out.
His horse came back, but it was a lizard.
His horse came back and
we already
trashed.
did that bit.
Horse comes back, she's like, nay.
Hello, a nay.
Well, with an extreme success, Greece, I'm going to say that not only did you... So first of all, Joseph, your horse has survived.
Yay, and my horse is well.
Now, you do not have your horse, but you can know deep in your heart that somewhere out there in the mesa, there is a horse that has not been eaten by the undead. And we'll get back to the details of that later. The rest of you, unfortunately... Griff, you don't really know what happens, but you know that that horse, aptly named horse, is not particularly quick. And Blanca, you know that your stolen horse is not particularly bright. That's why it allowed itself to get stolen.
Forward.
But
I returned it.
Now we got it
to the wild.
Mac, not only did this horse die, but your old horse at home has also upped it.
Your favorite cereal.
My horse actually was borrowed.
Yes, it was. It was borrowed from...
Mine and Grease's, I believe, from the sheriff's office.
Well, I was going to say, Grease, your horse has survived. And since you got an extreme success, you were going to save another horse. And it's going to be the only other horse you rode, which, of course, is Horse Griff. You don't think I find any way to keep Horse alive. I guarantee it to you.
Yay.
I like horse. Good horse.
Now, they are out in the mesa, and perhaps they will return to the story at some point. But for now, the collection of you are actually going to have to set off towards Southwood Pass on foot. Joseph, yes?
I was just going to say, we saved a bunch of, and now my memory has the Apache, the specific...
Shirakawa Apache, you absolutely
they were
did.
hanging around the mesa, and we saved some of them. I'm just laying that on the table in
Yeah.
case that helps our case.
Yeah, well, yes,
Just
maybe.
lawyering this up, even though I'm technically a doctor.
Maybe there's a keeper's note somewhere in this lovely book that says an encounter with the Chiricahua Apache from Taz's band, and maybe they might have some. We'll see about that. Anyway, continuing along. When the morning comes, it is just the break of dawn. Grease is yelling, "Let's get out of here!"
Woo!
And you finally manage to head up the main road of Stillwater and leave this sun-baked hellhole behind you.
Goodbye, Stillwater Saloon. Goodbye, Stillwater Laundromat. Goodbye, Stillwater Church.
I want you to imagine the twangiest, most cheerful banjo music that you can as you set forth, making your way out of the city, and leaving the gallows, leaving the bell tower, the antique dealer, the location of the barricade, the jail. Leave everything behind.
Timmy Two Shoes.
You head off. Exactly. Timmy Two Shoes waving from the top. No one assault me again.
Hold on, did Grease get to keep his horse, or does he have to give it back to the sheriff's
it's
office?
Just alive somewhere. Didn't
Oh,
die.
you didn't even get it.
You don't have it. None of you.
Oh, that changes everything.
No, we're
Can I
walking.
can I roll animal handling?
For what?
To handle what animals?
I have treated my horse so well in the past that he remembers it and will
Homing
seek
horse.
me out as best he
You
can.
took your horse into a snake nest and abandoned your dog to zombies.
But-
What
but-
precedent?
Dog's fine. Dog's right here.
Dog is with you. Hold off that animal handling roll.
Okay, I will.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, all good. All good.
And the collection of you get on the road and make your way towards Santa Rosita. Now, look, this is Call of Cthulhu. Just as soon as you leave Stillwater and you feel this wonderful burden lifted from you, you start to feel dread slowly creeping back into your minds. The weight of what you were going to see ahead of you in Santa Rosita is starting to play upon your thoughts and weigh heavy on your souls. You know that there's threats up ahead, and you know that the Green-Eyed Gang, if they're involved in all of this, then who knows how dangerous it's all going to be. You head further along and begin your journey proper, heading through the mountains in Southwood Pass and journeying towards Santa Rosita itself. Now, this trip is relatively nice. It is through a mountain pass, so this is a relatively well-traveled road. It's relatively well-maintained. You're kind of weaving in between the easiest path that you can make between the towering mountains around you and high cliffs and mesas. Can I get you all to mention something very quickly? What is a sight that you spot along the way?
Ooh, Western side. Someone else go first.
Anyway,
Doc's an avid bird watcher and sees an eagle.
Okay, perfect. Soaring overhead.
What kind of eagle is that, Doc?
The lone eagle squawks in the distance as the sound of a slide guitar.
Bald-headed eagles, and is that the? I don't know.
I don't
I hope
know.
so.
There can be a
I'm not
bald-headed eagle there.
ornithologist.
Absolutely.
Doc is an ornithologist. All right.
Okay, fantastic. Yes.
I feel wax lyrical about the wildlife, the bird life specifically. That one right there.
Who else?
We see can we do geological formations?
Go ahead.
Is that the scale we can create?
Absolutely.
I was gonna say we just see like a nice valley with like a creek, and it's a small ecosystem with like bushes and stuff, and
Beautiful.
a lone fox or something that would be in the desert scurrying away. It's very nice. Very
Moments
far
later,
away
it is
from
swooped
everything.
by the eagle.
Oh,
Just
no.
dodges to the side.
Eagles don't eat foxes.
No, it was just scaring it. And you
Oh, okay.
head along, you travel alongside this creek through a valley. It's beautiful. It's lovely.
Griff sees in the distance a rock formation that he reckons. He goes to Griff and goes, "Look at that! Do you reckon that looks like horse? It looks nothing like horse. Like, it looks nothing like a horse." He goes,
No?
I see it. It looks exactly like him." And a tear rolls down his big. I hope he's okay out there somewhere.
I turn to Doc to see if Griff's loaded up on something, because that does not look like a horse.
All right, that leaves Jeremiah and Grease. What are the two of you seeing?
a stunningly beautiful cactus patch
Oh,
of like, in full bloom, bright green, bright olive green, and pink flowers scattered around.
brilliant.
It's beautiful, and it'll kill you.
Absolutely. It is a dangerous sight to behold for sure. Grease.
I see dark storm clouds going elsewhere. Suck it, Stillwater. I guess, or wherever they're headed.
Now, you all do spend a little while each evening having to do more than a small amount of planning about where you rest. You've previously been set upon or had snakes creep into your saddlebags and into the very sleeping rolls that you were using when you were trying to travel, and you're not anxious to repeat that. So as the collection of you travel, you keep an eye out for any geographical features that you might see. On the first night, you end up sleeping under sort of a small nook, not really a cave because it doesn't have a third wall, but it's a small safe area where you're able to shelter from the worst of the elements, and that hopefully you'll have a little bit of time to spot anybody who pops up. On the second night, you have to sleep out in the open, but you find a hill which gives you a nice good sight of everything around you and you feel relatively relaxed. On the third night, sunset, you're looking for somewhere to set up camp, and as you're getting closer and closer towards Santa Rosita, you know that you'll probably arrive in the next day. A collection of you spot up ahead the smoke of some sort of fire. Maybe it's a camp, maybe there's a house there, and having seen no other safer place to rest and to recover, the collection of you is going to head over there to sleep. When you all emerge, you sort of from a series of winding paths which take you towards a collection of small houses, you can see a classic frontier cottage. There's like a warehouse, a storehouse, a little stable off to one side, and then a larger building itself. And I'd like everybody to make for me a constitution check as you approach. And then I'd like one of you, whoever has the highest spot hidden, to make a spot hidden check.
It ain't gonna be me.
I
65?
am concerned.
61 for me.
Spotted.
Okay.
Nope.
65 has it.
I'll take the 65. Here comes the con
Fire.
check.
Ooh,
Man, we have rolled some critical failures tonight, and critical failures and critical successes have been.
It's
all
only
over the
extremes.
The worst that can happen. I develop some kind of addiction.
Okay, so for those of you who have succeeded the constitution check, and I feel so terrible catching you all out on this, those of you who have succeeded are not affected by the disease that is spreading in the area, and you do not start to have the same effects applied upon you as were in Stillwater. So those of you who failed all need to add the distracted element to your traits in your character sheets, and since you got a critical fail, Joseph, unfortunately you do not notice the abnormal behavior in others either, so you're not even able to sort of recommend treatment. As far as you're aware, everything is normal. You're just feeling a little bit off today. It's probably you what could it be?
It told us. We
Yeah.
knew what was happening. We've done this before.
We walked
It's
right
like-
into it.
You're like, Jamie's like, that town, they've got the disease, and we're like,
What?
okay, we walk towards the town. Like,
You have the disease.
Breathe in heavy.
All right. Now the spot hidden test.
I spotted hidden.
You spotted hidden. You spotted hidden very well. So as you're starting to crest up the hill to have a rest in this little cabin, or nearby at least, it's a pretty safe area, something's wrong. You can't tell what. The hairs prick up at the back of your neck. Are you being watched? You can't tell. Something's wrong. This might not be a great place to sleep. That's what jumps into your head for success. You might try and find somewhere else, but you'll need a navigate check or a survival check or something to try and find an easy place to sleep.
Let's mosey on down. It's not safe here.
But
What do
they
you
got a fire set up already.
I don't like it.
I'm sorry, what?
I just don't like it. There's
What's wrong with it?
someone out here in the shadows.
What's wrong with it?
Someone out there watching us. Keep the voices down. Leave the fire going, make them think we're still here, but we got to mosey on.
What
You
was
can
that?
see this lovely little cabin up ahead of you. In fact, you can see there is one figure just outside the cabin, sort of pacing back and forth in front of the house. Looks like they're doing some kind of routine work.
That who's watching us?
Pardon me?
Is that who's watching us, or is it?
No, it's not so you're being watched so much. Maybe it is that. You can't tell exactly what it is that is setting all of your nerves on edge, but you don't feel safe here.
All right.
But
Let's
does the
get going,
cabin
then.
does the cabin look safe?
The cabin itself, it looks like a nice cabin, well made, well maintained. There's some crops around it that maybe aren't doing so well, but that's pretty normal out here when it doesn't rain for a while.
But that's not what's making me feel uneasy.
Can't tell what's making you feel uneasy.
Well, heck.
Sorry, what?
Doc is distracted indeed.
This is going to get very frustrating very quickly. I can feel it.
If you
Maybe that's the
reckon we
prickling.
should keep going, let's, continue
Mac,
on.
you've been at this a long time. If you got a good feeling, I say we trust it.
No.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Maybe we should step in over yonder, talk to that figure, see how far away the nearest safe place to camp is.
Sure. Okay. So you've made this slight detour off the road, but you're not going to set up here. You are going to go close and maybe ask for directions, though. So the collection of you head towards the house, moving into the center of the little cluster of buildings, where you're able to spot the figure that is pacing around outside. Now, as you get close, this figure doesn't really notice your arrival. They just keep pacing back and forth outside the building, one way, turning, then the other way, turning, then the other way, turning, until you're pretty close, only about 4 or 5 meters away, and they don't seem to be reacting at all.
Well, that's weird. I'll flag him down.
All right, flag him down. How do you flag someone down, Mac? What does it look like when Mac flags someone down?
Hey!
All right. As the collection of you stand softly watching, you eventually hear a gruff voice say, "Hey, Mac, you're trying to get this figure's attention." The figure looks up towards you, and it's a middle-aged man, maybe a little portlier than most men, but he kind of looks towards you. He doesn't nod. He doesn't make any reaction. His jaw is kind of slack and hanging. At first, you think maybe these are the symptoms of the disease that you've noticed in Stillwater, but these seem to be a little more advanced. He
You're not looking too
walking
good.
towards you, and he starts running straight at you.
Mac,
What are the collection of you all doing? I'm going to give you 3 words.
he's
Tell
running.
me what you're doing.
Point my gun.
All right, you're whipping out your gun. Griff, what about you?
Gun.
Okay, Joseph.
Oh, we only need one.
Taking a few steps back and probably mumbling something in snake.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Always good to swear in another language. Blanca.
Fumbling with gun.
Okay,
Oh.
fumbling with gun, making your new session revolution of shooting anything that gets close. Chris, do I need to ask?
I take a few steps to the left and get a clear shot.
Okay, fantastic. So-
He's just scared. Don't pull the trigger. Just show him.
Pull the trigger.
So all of you whip out your weapons and aim it towards this figure who is tearing towards you at top speed. Mac, you say don't shoot. Let's jump across to a map. Never a sign that
It's
combat
normally
starts to
followed
break
by
out,
being
is it?
shot.
This is one you prepared earlier.
I was gonna say it's always a good sign
He's got a
when
little
he pulls out a
cabin.
combat map that's been prepared earlier. It suggests that.
Let's steal his caravan.
Just had this lying around.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, this old thing?
So,
Griff, are you still missing half your hit points there?
Oh, I am too.
No, I think it's been fixed.
oh, that was too. Oh, yeah, so we still look like we're down. Yep, okay, everyone's back.
There you
Everyone's good. This figure is charging forward. We're going to go to dexterity order, so I actually get firm turns. They're halfway across. They're running towards you, but you have no evidence of hostile intent yet. I mean, running at someone is maybe a little hostile. Dexterity order, so that means that the first person to act is going to be Mac.
Swell. I'm gonna make sure that everyone can see that I'm aiming my rifle well above his head and fire a warning shot.
Okay, you were going to fire a warning shot. Make an intimidate check.
Intimidate? Well, with my pulp talent of being scary, I'm gonna roll intimidate with a bonus
Absolutely.
die.
Nice.
68? I can do better than that.
Can
If only that pulp talent was beautifully formatted in a way that.
Leave me alone. All right, that wasn't 68. That was a 68. 68 is just fine. 68 is all I need, baby. It's all I need.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's a regular success.
All right. You fire off a shot, and it rings out loudly. And with that shot, you see no reaction whatsoever. A regular success is not going to divert this person at all. Could I have a couple of luck points to turn it to a hard? Could I tempt you? Maybe that'll do.
That's a
how
lot
many?
of points.
20.
That's a lot of points.
29.
And I'm not going to give you a guarantee that it'll do anything either.
No.
All right. Okay. Well.
So when I miss, I'm going to turn my rifle around and get ready to shove him with the butt, and I'm making sure everyone can see that I'm employing non-lethal methods here. I don't want this to escalate.
I hate being the good guys.
All right. So next along, that is going to be Grease.
Speaking of escalation,
The two of you have had a really interesting back and forth where Grease, you've called at Mac not to shoot. Mac, you've called at Grease not to shoot.
nah.
What's going to happen next?
So looking at this map, there's a couple of houses around. That's Correctamundo. We saw the little cabin and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll call to Mac. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna check there's no one else. And I want to run up towards the house and barrel through the front door.
Okay. So
I'm
you
gonna see if he's on his lonesome.
and you barrel into the front door, emerging inside, and you see two other people inside the house.
Evening.
Now, before we jump back to you, since this is moment to moment, you don't have time to yell back and communicate what you've seen. You just all hear, evening, as Grease bursts into the house. Next person along to act is going to be Blanca.
Is the guy running towards us down? I missed that detail.
He's
still running towards
above
us?
his head, and he is specifically, he is running towards Mac.
Can I try and boop with my gun? Not shoot him.
You don't want to shoot him. You're just going to whack him.
I'm just going to whack him so he falls down.
Absolutely.
Maybe in the leg, maybe not in the head, just in case he gets like a bit of brain mush.
Reverse the gun like a baseball bat. You swing around, you leap forward, and you swing out with it. Can you please make for me a fighting brawl check?
Gladly. Fighting brawl. I have lost it. Here it is. Oh, I don't have very much. Oh, no.
All right.
43 points? Whatever.
Your skinny arms.
A failure, unfortunately. So, as you swing out towards this person, the figure goes and swings suddenly, and you immediately see the same wild anger and abandon that you have seen in these zombies when you have fought them before. This person is so recently dead that they look entirely normal. And as a result, their muscle, their strength, and even some of their mind is still here. Inside the room, Griff, you see two people turn towards you. Grace, sorry. I am going to just keep doing that only. Two people turn towards you and start to shriek. We have Bitey and we have
Punchy.
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 Punchy, rather. In front of you, we will now reveal the nameplate of this fine figure. Meanwhile, more cries start to echo out from all of the buildings around you. You've walked into a trap. Exactly what you were feeling uncomfortable about Mac appears to have come true. I'm so sorry.
We did it.
I feel like I asked you specifically, do I feel uneasy about the house?
And I told
but
you.
I guess I didn't.
And the house itself, no, but you feel uneasy about the
Oh, you got me there.
the house. By the way, Blanca, the zombie riposts.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a critical failure. Swings around and manages to fall completely flat on its face. You stagger backwards, getting time to sort of spin your gun around and be ready to make the next attack. So, as we are moving through, Joseph, it is now your turn.
Does any of this shock me into kind of realizing what's going on?
You're distracted, but you at this stage, the distracted disease is not very effective yet. It hasn't really got its claws in, so you can still act. Yes, you have realized what is going on.
It's just sort of a moment of like, huh, okay. You backing the fuck up.
Okay.
I don't do shit in fights. I just leave and hope
Okay.
I don't get mauled so I can save everyone else when they do.
All right, you tear backwards, staggering away. You don't want you're already feeling for your doctor's bag. You've got to be sure that everyone is going to be safe. And after your turn, Griff, remind me of your dexterity, please.
It's real low, 35.
I thought so. In which case, all of the other zombies are going to go first. Please introduce Butty, Kiki, and spinning back Kiki into the
Excuse me.
into the battle. So first of all, one of them is going to tear you, Blanca, because
I'm having flashbacks.
you emerged into the fight and started swinging at them.
What's
Hell
a
yeah.
second tube?
Going to rush towards you, Grease. One of them is going to tear out and arc this way, getting up to you, Doc, but not getting into a position where they're able to attack yet. And the other two are going to burst out of this building here, heading straight towards Griff. So,
Wild.
first of all,
Outraged.
Grease, you are
Yeah.
going to take 2 attacks. The first one, am I going to get a dodge or a riposte as one of them dives forward and tries to scratch out your eyes, clawing wildly at your face?
A dodge.
Okay, all right.
Do we have a sanity, or are we used to these little nerds?
You are used to these things by now. You have
Get
seen
the
them.
hell! Hey, get out of
Dang.
here.
All right, with a success,
Dang,
you have
zombies.
The second one dives for your leg. Dodge or riposte.
Dodge. Second point of order. Are these children?
No, these are not children. These are adults. I believe I have used the child token, and during my setup, these are not children. These
Okay,
are
good.
all-
I'm gonna
That
kill
would
him.
be rough.
That would be rather dark. No, please, and to everyone involved, these are adults. Okay, so with a failure on the second, with the second roll and a success from this person, they are going to dive forward now.
Can I use some lucklies?
You absolutely can.
Luck be something tonight. 11 points. You know what? I got it. You can have it.
Okay, thank you.
I dodge.
All right, 11 points of luck down. You just managed to avoid this thing sinking its teeth into your foot. Look, that's serious. You know, you get some ACL damage. You might never be able to go pro in football, which is
Yeah,
your,
for the whole season.
at the moment.
ACL's a knee injury, isn't it?
Is it? I
ACL.
clearly.
I think it might. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was
The
your
little-
Achilles.
No, your ACL is the inside of your knee joint. It's the one that the Australian snapped when she did the like ski jump in the Winter Olympics.
Okay.
No.
No.
Sorry, I know a lot of random shit.
A lot
Blanca,
of bad shit.
hell yeah.
give me a dodge or a riposte.
I'm gonna riposte
Okay,
with my 72 in shotgun.
please do.
Oh, thank
Oh my
God, I
God,
finally
Blanca's
passed
back.
something.
Boom! Okay, an immediate 46 damage. So that is 24 damage plus 46. Please roll 46.
Oh my gosh. 4d6. 11 damage.
The portly man here, his name was Arthur. Unfortunately,
Was.
sickness has taken him, and he actually passed away as a result from it. Truly a terrible fate. Not so terrible as being blown apart with a shotgun, which immediately happens as you send him flying back. He hits the wall of the building back here, leaving a beautiful impressionist painting, and then he's dead. All right, fantastic. Next
Very quick
across.
question.
Yes,
Did we decide you couldn't riposte with weaponry?
you can riposte with weaponry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, you. So
You can't dodge. Isn't there something to do with? It's like you can't dodge fire.
You can't dodge a firearm. If you dodge it,
Yeah.
sorry. If you
No one
firearm,
can dodge fire.
firearm, you have the opportunity to make
Dangerous
a
element.
die cover check, which is a dodge roll. If you succeed, you apply disadvantage to the firearms check. If you fail, you just fall flat on your face. Unless you are Grease, who has a beautifully formatted pulp talent, which allows him to remain on his feet after making a die for cover check.
Oh, this old thing? This.
Keep us in suspense, why
thing?
don't you?
There
There
we
we go. Okay. Griff, what do you want to do?
I would like to drop my rifle, pull out my axe, and start slashing.
Bibbidi
All right.
I will
My
make
hero.
The zombie killing axe is back with a hard success. The zombie in front of you is going to try and attack as well, riposting and failing utterly. So roll me your damage, and are you going to be targeting head buddy or spinning back kicky?
I will target head buddy.
Okay.
And I do 12 points of damage.
All right, that is enough to well and truly remove Head Buddy from the game. Sinks down to the ground as you cleave them apart with an axe. So far, none of you seem to have taken any damage. Grease, you're like diving around inside. Blanca, you're blowing people up. After your turn, Griff, we are back up to the top. Mac, what would you like to do?
Shoot a Zambi.
All right, please do.
Shoot the one. Doctor.
Ah!
Oh,
All right.
right.
Shoot
Doctor?
the
I didn't even
doctor?
notice that. Well, let me shoot the one on the dock.
Okay, now if you do that, since the two of them are engaged in a vicious struggle, life to death, they're so close together, you're going to take a penalty dice to make this shot.
My firearms just went up to 90 last session.
90?
What's
it doing that high?
That's a roll I'm willing to take.
Don't brag.
Also, don't shoot me in the head.
Oh, that's
Oh, it's
no critic.
Oh.
It's no impaling, but it's
Okay,
25,
so
regular
a standard shot when your damage is 7 there.
It sure is.
Okay, so this is one of the tougher zombies, and as it runs forward, you hit a solid shot into its chest, and it stumbles backwards, giving maybe the doc enough time to take some kind of action. We will soon see, but first, inside, Grease, what are you doing? These two people are leaping at you, trying desperately to claw your eyes out. You can see that inside the house, there's sort of stuff scattered everywhere. It's a mess inside.
I
What would you like to do?
kick over one of the chairs that's near me and put a leg hoisting myself up and onto the table as I yell out, Mac, there's 2 fully grown zombies in here. I'm going to shoot them.
Okay, fair enough. So am I to understand?
I hear no rebuttal. I fire.
Fanning the hammer?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, that's what it's there
Okay,
for, I
point
guess.
point of advantage for point blank range, and a point of a bonus die for point blank range, and a penalty die for fanning the hammer to fire at 2 people at once.
Fuck,
So
we
just a
got it,
straight
let's
roll,
use it.
please, for both.
It's I can make 3 attacks, I think, right?
You can, but you'll add an extra penalty dice. You'll get an additional
Yeah, hell yeah, let's
penalty
do it.
dice
I
for
got
each-
points to spare. All right, let's start shooting bitey. See how far I get.
Okay.
And penalty dice.
Extreme success.
No.
You can have
That's still a hit.
3 points of
That's still a-
luck. Oh no, it is. Yeah, you're right because it
That's
stays
still a
80.
hit.
Am I to
Yeah,
hit?
it's
So,
8-0, yeah.
but James,
Okay.
I'm within riposting range if it wants to take a crack at me.
And that is a 10 damage hit. That is substantial.
Does it- Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
So it is going to try and swing back at you. Riposting range. Oh my god, I think I got you. You swing out and fire with the gun. It knocks your hand to the side and pulls you forward, and you feel teeth sink into your wrists. Ugh, as your blood spurts out from it. You are
Several
going to-
people are typing.
First of all, this is impaling damage because you have been bitten down hard on the wrist. You are going to take 6 damage immediately, followed by, 12 damage. Blood spurts out. Your entire arm is just drenched in blood in a second. You almost you feel the handle of your gun gets slick with blood, and it drops the side as this thing forces you backwards. That is not good.
No, it is not. I am below half.
You're still
All
fanning
right.
the hammer. I'm not robbing you of your turn. You have another 2 shots.
Okay. Let's keep it going. What are the chances it happens again? All right. I shoot the same one.
All right,
Come
you're
on.
now wrestling with it.
Come on.
That
I
is
get-
also
This is bad
in
news,
riposte
bears.
range.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
God.
The gun
Thank God, that's
goes
fine.
off. And this time you actually managed to land it roughly with a damage of 11. Wow.
11.
And this thing, okay. So you managed to take out, you said you were attacking Bitey, right?
Yeah, bitey. It sounded more aggressive.
Okay. All right. The bullet lands through, and if they fall off you, your hand is now dripping blood all up your arm, and you can sort of see the damage that's been done, but you're not going to give up. You spin around. You've got 1 shot left.
This is going to determine if I get to come out victorious or have to call for help. Penalty dice. Okay, we're in the range of
Okay.
success.
Boom. With
Also in the range of
6
riposte.
points of damage, not quite enough to bring this thing down. And it's
Okay,
gonna fail.
okay.
Boom.
Okay.
Plug a solid shot into it, and we will move across to Blanca's turn.
Alrighty. Can I would normally go for the one. I was gonna say I want to help Doc, but I am distracted, so maybe I don't have the situational awareness. So maybe I'm just gonna follow my nose and go where there's a whole bunch of noise and shooting inside the house.
You know,
That seems
probably a good
kind of
call.
weird.
Otherwise, there is one right next to you attacking Griff. But you don't
Oh,
have the house.
he's a big guy.
He's fine.
He's
You
a
come
little
inside the
guy.
house and you see Grease. Can you give us your best example of you reeling from a terrible injury?
Yeah, I'm on top of the table and I'm stumbling backwards, clutching my bleeding arm. Ah, Blanca, kill it! Kill it! That
Okay.
fully grown zombie bit me! There
do
are
you
no
mean,
children, I have
boy?
checked!
Why did you let it bite you?
Shoot it! Shoot it!
Oh, okay. So I will shoot it now. If I
You
could.
whip up the shotgun, penalty die for having to fire into 2 people who are fighting next to each other, but a bonus die for point blank range. Just make a regular check for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Go.
Extreme.
Are you serious right now? 2
I've gotten
extreme.
so many
Blanca, it's
extremes.
back. 24 damage plus 46 damage. Roll it for me.
Oh, it's just the 4d6 as well. That always makes me laugh.
Oh,
You
that's
won.
just fine. Just 33 damage. No, like this thing is blown apart, and so is half the wall of the cabin. Shotguns are pretty cool. Blanca, you're standing there. Both barrels are now smoking. Meanwhile, outside, Joseph, it is your turn. This thing has just been hit with a solid shot from Mac, but it is still coming at you, and it still looks pretty pissed.
Ah,
Okay.
I'm gonna run behind Matt.
All right, you take off running. You can get all the way behind Mac at this stage. You take your entire turn just running,
Yeah.
desperate to try and get away.
Nope.
On the creature's turn, the one in front of you, Griff, is going to make a wild attack. Am I going to get a dodge or a riposte?
Oh, you'll get a riposte from me.
Swing your axe around and let's see how we do.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
that's
better.
very good.
look, with a critical failure against you riposting, you can deal max damage to this thing.
Oh, I dealt 17 anyway.
Oh, okay.
17
You know, that's
isn't
fine.
max damage.
Jeez Louise.
Okay. It's dead. Another clean cut. Griff, you are not letting these things get at your neck again. The final one is going to tear forward. It is going to get up to you, Mac, and it is desperately going to try and make an attack against you. Dodge your riposte, please.
Let me riposte with a gun.
Okay, please, go ahead.
Is that
Got a
would give me a bonus
gun.
die? Because it's
No,
Oh,
it's
we
been-
discussed this. Yes, of course. Yes. Here it comes.
A success against... And it lands on you and just missed. And you kind of, can you give me like something that goes through Mac's head, like, I'm getting too old for this or whatever, as the shot missed and the zombie collides with you, landing down, desperate to hurt you?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about going back to bed anyway. As I hit the dirt.
On the plus side, Mac, your quick healer. You asked me
Might
for
become
some,
relevant.
I quickly. You're going to take 7 damage. So this max damage from the 6th hit, and then the 7 damage total.
Yikes.
Okay. So this thing like lands on you. Your claws sort of come down as you shove it backwards. Back around. It is now Griff's turn.
I charge him. I swing.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's going to riposte.
Yep. Oh, I failed. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. What is the extreme tally for tonight? Like,
God,
Too many.
40%?
Too high.
Insane.
It's like at least 6 or 7.
10 damage.
Well,
Alright, I
gosh
take 10
darn.
then.
All right, back up to the top, Mac.
Let me get a shot off as I'm lying on the ground, looking up at it.
All right, you
Am I now in point blank range?
Attack Griff, and you stick the gun up, landing it into its stomach, and
Point blank range with a bonus die.
yep, absolutely. Hard success already.
Hard success, but it's actually a hard success.
And it is going to fail. Your gun shot with that's a bit of damage, blows it off its feet, and a second later, your companions stagger back outside. You have defeated this thing, and although a couple of you are bloodied, you got through the assault from the undead. Okay. As you catch your breath.
It wasn't quite an assault. We just walked up to
murder. we
And
went into
They
their house. and
assaulted us.
We went into their house and they said leave. We went no.
you murder something that's already dead, though.
Oh, I suppose a matter of debate. Before we go on, as you're all catching your breath, in the distance, up on one of the mountain ledges that overlooks this area, along the pathway that you have been on, the creature that set off your spidey sense, Mac,
Origin
the lone
story.
serpent person observing you through a strange crystal, is going to lower it and speak in to a communicator that holds in its palm and whisper, "The meat is here!" And we're going to go to break.
What?
We'll be back in 10 minutes. You'll be able to see all kinds of exciting things. See you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are returning to our Shadows Over Stillwater campaign. And just where we left off, the snake people are now aware that the meat is here. Let's jump back in. After having dealt with this assault from the undead, what are the collection of you doing?
It's getting on in the day, isn't it?
We'd
already made camp.
You could set up camp around all these dead
I think-
bodies. And,
I think you're thinking what I'm thinking, which is that those beds look awful comfy.
Well, it's a damn shame, but I think we lay these folks to rest as best we can and get a good night's sleep.
Were they?
Whilst barricading the doors.
They were under the same effect of them. What was in Stillwater? So seems they're. That quarantine's correct, right? This is really happening again.
Yep, the curse is more well-traveled than we thought.
So same thing again, most likely, right? There'll be a whole little swarm of lizards up in the mountains firing off fireworks.
And we're gonna go chase them down again. Is that what you're proposing?
I ain't proposing it. I'm just ruminating.
It just seems like an inevitability the way you're saying it.
Yeah, well, what else do we like to do? I mean, that's what ended it. Otherwise, ain't going to stop. They'll just keep on, Hang on, no, they're stopping people coming in from Stillwater, so maybe the actual place itself is all right. It's only those outside what are being affected, like, here and anywhere else on the trails.
Is it
Possibly.
in the air, though? I mean, I'm not really a medical person, but, you can breathe it in anywhere, it seems.
Or what?
Is it possible that the town, if the people aren't there, they keep them, what was it called? A quarry something?
Quarantine.
Quarantine. If they keep them on the outside, is it possible that whatever this is doesn't get in? I thought it was, you breathe it.
Hey, but only if it ain't actually landing around there and the people are walking over with it.
Ain't no sense speculating about what's going on when we get there. Let's just
All right.
get a good night's sleep. Do the best we can when we arrive.
Okay, so the collection of you have decided you're going to stay inside the house. It's
Yeah.
a little weird. Now, you do
Morbid.
bury the bodies, which makes you feel a little better, but there is clear sign of sort of, clearly these people suffered from some sort of effects of the disease. There's stuff knocked over everywhere, and it's a little odd. Now, there's not enough beds for everybody, so some of you sleep out in the stables, but there's hay there, and it's sheltered, and it's relatively nice. Since you're sleeping here, I am going to need, first of all, a sanity check from everybody. This is a little creepy, and it's not a blood and gore thing, because I know some of you have resistances based on your exposure to blood and gore. This is more of a you're sleeping in the house of some folks that you just chopped and hacked and shot apart, or at least bore witness to their deaths.
I know this is gonna sound really weird, but I feel like that wouldn't stress the doctor out. Like sleeping in a house with recently dead people, he's probably done that.
That's a good point. I think he might be adapted. What? Yeah, you can avoid the roll, but everyone else, I'm going to need a sanity check, and it looks like everyone has succeeded. No, Blanca, this is just a little too odd for you. Possibly it's because you blew them entirely apart rather than just. So you're just going to take a single point.
I feel like it's ominous to sleep in a house with blood on the wall.
That's great.
But I don't want to clean it up because I'm tired.
Fair enough. Okay.
Is there a fireplace in this house?
Yep. It was actually still going.
Could we block the wherever
It's
it would
still
go
going.
at the top just
Yeah.
so the interior gets all smoky so that we don't breathe in this shit?
died really
Because we've seen that
recently.
before, right? Or that it
Yeah,
worked.
you absolutely can, and good thinking. You've set up the smoke to bluster around, and now everybody who's going to be sleeping inside the house itself can avoid having to make the Constitution check that is going to be needed to make tonight. So
Instead, they have to make the Constitution check to stop inhaling
Yeah,
smoke.
to not die. That's fine.
you can leave enough of it.
I get you.
Yeah, no, but good point. Yeah, carbon monoxide poisoning.
Kids watching at home, do not do this.
Yeah, a
Why?
terrible idea.
I missed the sanity loss amount. Sorry,
Just one, just a single.
just one.
Are you guys both on 36 sanity?
No,
yeah, I'm not
I'm
feeling
on
too
35.
I'm winning.
That is not a lot of sanity.
No,
Did we
It
get
is
any
not.
back at the end of the last when we level up?
Rest of like a
That is a
week.
good point. I have not. So we'll come back to that.
Ooh.
Might do some stuff at the end of the session.
Come back.
Well, for now, I'm gonna keep bullying you. I think that's the best.
Mac, I got bit. Can I sleep inside on one of the beds? I got an injury. I'm a veteran.
Well, that depends on the medical opinion. Doc, does he need a bed for the night?
Sorry, what?
I got bit, Doc. I was wondering if maybe rest
right.
in a bed would probably be better than hay, less like for infection and such.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Also, let me take a look at that.
All right.
Go over and take a look at the mauled arm.
Certainly.
How close to pasta does it look?
It's
Spaghetti,
Because you want your skin in lasagna sheets.
fettuccine.
Does this hurt? Oh dear! I think that we have
Oh, no.
Nice one.
we have swapped
It
around.
happened.
We're just going to go to a hold screen for 2 seconds. And
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, we did it. Sniped it.
we're back. We're good.
And that was entirely my fault. I have to apologize.
You will
That
be
was
punished
entirely
appropriately as
upon
soon as the
me, and I
stream ends.
apologize profusely. I assume punishment will be incoming in the form of some sanity loss.
Sanity
or
loss.
something.
Deal damage to him.
Absolutely. All right. So continuing on, the collection of you are going to have to make some kind of check to ensure that you're not going to be overly affected by the presence of this sickness in the air. First of all, how closely does the injury look to pasta? There's a great big nerve hanging out the side. You keep poking it.
What's that?
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
And you can make also actually, before you make medicine check, sorry, I'm immediately contradicting myself. A few people have been injured, and you don't have a wealth of time. You can make one medicine check, and you will just be making a standard check, or you can make 2 medicine checks, and you will have to make a hard medicine check to succeed, or you can make 3 medicine checks, and you will have to make an extreme medicine check to be able to treat everybody in time.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm a quick heal. It just doesn't work. It's just text.
Ugh.
What's the point?
Can I?
You take care of the kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say just a quick look at everyone. Grease is the only one that you can see bones.
Blanca is just covered in blood, but none of it is hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. My brain just kind of.
Everything hurts.
Alright,
I think I'm
Man
gonna
up.
die. Zombie got me.
I'll
Get the-
give,
Get a bed.
I can
I'm
see.
giving,
I feel all right. I feel better.
how badly are you hurt?
12
Like,
points of
that
damage of
doesn't
my
look-
22. I lost half my health.
Right.
I think it's pretty bad. I think it's in the laceration gauge of cuts.
Yeah, if I can see like nerves and bone, that's some surgery time. So you're gonna have a nice lay down on the kitchen table first,
Now.
and then I'm gonna say, right, Grease.
Yeah.
How lively do you want to feel later on tonight?
Well, I'm gonna be sleeping, so knock me out,
No,
dog.
I mean, you want to be able to wake up quick, or are you alright with being out for a while? Because I can do this and knock you out. and
Doc,
it'll
if I
be easy.
sleep, Griff will carry me. I ain't worrying. You knock me the hell out, y'all can carry me. I don't want to feel a thing.
Done.
Send me to the land of fairies. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll knock him out.
A medicine check.
Not gonna be fun for him.
No!
Hold.
10
Okay.
10 points, 10 points.
Luck,
Push
I have
it. Push it.
You can push it. You might just get the dosage wrong on whatever godforsaken concoction you're providing the boy with.
It's a mixture. It's just laudanum that knocks you out. No, actually, no, it wouldn't be. It'd be a mixture of ether, chloroform, and alcohol.
The classic Western cocktail.
Yeah.
Would you like to push it, luck it, or?
So was everyone just Scottish for a second? Did anyone else?
What?
No, sorry.
Anyone else hear that?
Someone did a Scottish accent, and
I-
I love the accent.
Haggis.
We're from the West. Get back to it.
Oh, Rachael's was my favorite.
Pretty great.
Yeah, you can have 10 points. Like, that's fine.
Okay, fantastic. You can heal a D3. First of all, David.
Woohoo!
Grease surges back to health, and the rest of you.
I'm gonna die!
Get just 1 point. Get some well-earned rest. Now,
I'm gonna put him in the bed and kind of get ready to kind of watch over him for the night.
exactly.
We,
So
we go into the... Oh, no, we're not on the map anymore. Never mind.
who is sleeping out in the stables? Out here. All right, just one. All right. Now I'm.
How many beds were there?
Well, I'm.
Yeah, I
let's
was
go.
gonna
Let's go back to the map and use it to assign.
You go back to the map, but there are at least 5 to 6 zombies attacking us.
Okay.
You tell me they didn't have beds?
There's 3, but you could
Maybe
sleep on the
was-
floor.
We go into this room here, and it's all decorated in pink with like a flowery children's. But we rapidly close the door and go back to the other rooms. I want this bed. It's a single. Y'all are gonna have
Okay,
to
you've
fight me
got
for
that
it.
bed. So I mean, place yourselves where we will be sleeping, and I will determine your
Who's sharing?
exposure to toxicity.
I cannot move myself for some reason. I will fall asleep sitting on that chair next to Grease.
Okay, fantastic. That makes sense.
All right. Well, I better let the lady have the bed unless she has other ideas.
Oh yeah, that does seem appropriate.
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
fantastic.
I'll take it.
Which means that I will need a Constitution check from the
Wait.
legendarily hardy Mac and Griff.
Is that ironic? I can't tell.
Well, I am quite constant.
Yeah, I believe that Griff, you are incredibly hardy, and I thought you had really bad Constitution for some reason. Jeremiah, I appear to be
We
wrong.
both
Two hard
have 70.
successes.
We're
The two
both
of you are
these
completely
grizzled
fine.
old veterans. We're like, these young whippersnappers don't know what it was like in our day. Like, they're complaining they're breathing in the fumes. Oh, whatever.
You know, during the war, I slept upside down in a water tank.
I breathed in fumes every day, straight out of the cannon. That's how I woke up in the morning.
All right, fantastic. So the next morning comes. Everybody can have 2 hit points for resting overnight, unless
I'm sorry. 2 hit points?
2 hit points. Did I
Sorry,
speak
what?
wrongly? Please tell me why I'm wrong, Jackson.
Because I got a pop tat. 3 hit points. Yeah.
Excellent. So you get 5 total.
Oh wait, no, it's increased to 3, but I'll take 5 if you like.
No, you can.
I will change the rules if you like.
Increase a plus 3 hit points per day. Oh no, you're good. Okay, so just take 3 points. So you're going to gain an extra hit point.
I will.
You're right. Thank you. Okay. Oh, that's a good freelancer call. Now, as someone has excellently pointed out in chat, in the absence of a bathtub, nobody can truly sleep in comfort. But you make the best of what you have, and when the morning comes,
Luxury.
You make your way out and you begin to head to Santa Rosita. If any of you looked up towards the nearby mountain ledges, you might spot the glint of yourself being observed through a crystal, but none of you do. And instead, you continue on your route and get closer to the city and closer to your quarry. Yes, Griff?
I ain't no expert in this sort of thing, but last time we went where there was some weird gassy stuff, we covered our faces with masks. Can we be doing that again? Like, I don't understand what the dog put on them, but I'm just going to be like, put a mask up around my nose and mouth.
Yeah, I was going to ask if staying the night in something smoky gave me enough of my brain back to be like, hang on a second.
It did. You are returned to your previous capacities.
Fantastic. Then I'm going to go around and use the stinkiest shit I have in my bag and make everyone's life slightly less pleasant but slightly more safe.
Absolutely fair enough. Okay. So the collection of you continue along, and it takes you most of the rest of the day to get towards Santa Rosita. You arrive just about in the late afternoon. The sun is just beginning to set. It's been a long trip. You're all also just a little bit on edge because obviously there is the threat of attack at any point in this place. Now, the town itself is this large, beautiful expanse. Those of you who are fans of civilization, I know, Greece, you are from Chicago, and this is nothing like Chicago, but it is a big city with over 1,000 people, and you can see several saloons and a whole expanse of rolling chimneys and small houses, farms dotting off into the distance. It's a good-looking area. Now, are you trying to sneak in, or are you just heading in the main road? You know that there's a quarantine in place. You've heard that mentioned to you by folks back in Stillwater.
I think we'll go down the straight and narrow.
Okay.
I have a strong feeling that Blanca has expertise in navigating towns outside of the law, but I don't know where I would get that sort of idea from.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a thing that's never come up.
Absolutely.
Why would I know anything about that? It's just also that most towns only really have security on like the kind of like the compass points. So if you come in from like a northwest or like a south, you can kind of slip in between. But it's just trivia.
Yeah.
So are you straight and narrowing though? Is that the call?
I agree.
Okay. All right.
No, just 5 friends.
Exactly. Just a couple of friends heading in. The sun is well and truly basking the world in this beautiful glow when you actually get towards the town itself. A couple of people spot you coming in, and they dart off, heading back into town. You get closer and closer, and you almost, you could run out and touch the first houses when you hear the thundering of hoofbeats, and quickly followed by the thundering of footsteps. And a rather tall man with tight brown hair pulled back in a ponytail arrives leaning back on a horse, stopping outside and staring towards you. He raises a hand and says, "All of y'all stop right there, don't come no closer."
We stop right there and don't come no closer.
Okay, good to hear. He nods approvingly and he dismounts from the horse, gets down. A couple of people appear to back him up. Appearing around, you realize that he is wearing the livery of some kind of law enforcement official. As he walks forward, you see that he has a sheriff's badge pinned to his lapel, making a nice mirror for the marshal, whose badge he notes and whose torn coat he notes. He looks across the collection of you. Blanca, can you please make a luck check? You might have encountered some of these law enforcement officials before.
Oh no.
While you were acting as a deputy?
Freelance.
Success.
Fortunately,
Soul trader.
these people remain...
Oh, trader.
These people remain outside of your sphere of influence, so none of them appear to pick up anything strange about your presence. The person at the front takes a few steps forward and says, "Name's Deputy Sheriff Valentine. I hate to hold you there, but where are y'all coming from? Stillwater's out that way. You been traveling through Stillwater?"
Yeah, we have, and we've done a night to clean up the town.
Right. Well, we appreciate your honesty. We're going to have to put y'all into quarantine. We hear there's some kind of loco disease going through the town, and I'm afraid we can't let y'all in.
Well, that's fine. You keep us as long as you want, as long as we can keep you updated from news from out that way. We'll do our best to help you.
Okay, certainly. All right. Well, thank you all very much. We appreciate your cooperation. It really won't take more than a few days. We just got to make sure y'all ain't exhibiting any of the symptoms. We can have a doctor look over you, all that sort of thing.
Traveling with a doctor as it happens.
Joseph, did you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, if you're gonna put me in a room for 3 days, do you mind? I've got some work I need to do. Do you mind if I request a few things?
Oh, of course. We'll bring you anything that you need. We want everybody to be comfortable. We've got a cabin out at the edge of town. You'll be staying with a couple of other people.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay. All of y'all chuck down your guns.
I don't have one.
Why? Just going into quarantine.
Well, we can't have you carrying guns into it. That'd be damned foolish.
Is it dangerous?
Dangerous? No, we got guards set up and everything, and we don't want y'all to be overcoming our guards and getting out of quarantine. So chuck down your guns.
Deputy, I hope you notice this badge here on my coat.
He looks towards the badge. Make a credit rating check.
Okay, but if I fail, I'm gonna push with intimidate.
All right.
I'm gonna draw my gun.
You have 4 points of luck, so that it doesn't go that
nice.
far.
All right. Okay.
Do I have it right that I don't get to tick the skill if I spent luck on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't take credit rating.
You can't tick credit rating.
Yeah. So you spend 4 points of luck, so reduce your luck by 4 points. Deputy Sheriff Valentine nods for a few moments, then says, "Yeah, everyone but the marshal, throw down your guns."
I'm a deputy, kinda. So Mac'll back me.
You haven't
I'll
earned that
take out my
badge.
gun and put it on the ground.
Okay. You toss down your pistol. Blanca and Griff, the two of you
Yeah.
have quite large weapons. All right. So
Where are they going to be kept?
we'll keep them safe inside the sheriff's office. No one will get to them. No one will touch them.
All right. Just don't
All
throw
right.
them in a sack with all the other cheap guns.
Don't worry. We'll make sure. He sort of turns and yells towards one of the deputies who is like writing down and itemizing everything that you're handing over.
Do they make any attempt to take my axe?
The next thing they say is after having taken your guns is Valentine turns back and says, "Right, knives, axes, any weapons y'all got with you." Now, I'm quickly saying, Joseph, we know you have a gun, and you have not handed it over. You have not volunteered it.
I haven't said anything, and I
Yeah.
have my bag by my side or over my shoulder, whatever I always have. I just stand there.
Yep. So knives, weapons, anything you got, hand them over.
Is that really necessary?
I'm afraid so. Please, we don't mean to be a hassle, but it is necessary.
Y'all are being very thorough. If you had an accident, someone attacked anyone?
Well, we do what we can to be careful, and as a deputy in the making, I'm sure that we can trust that you will be bringing such efficiency to your work in the future.
Yeah, I reckon that's right.
Good on you, son.
I believe that worked.
I do that thing where I pull out my axe and lay it on the ground, and lay it on the table, and then I pull out like a large skinning knife and lay that down there, and then I pull out like 3 more knives from around my back, and then
Okay,
pulling out
fantastic.
knives.
After piling up a couple
Stick
of
a
knives, Blanca, do you carry any knives?
Sorry. Yeah, I reckon I do.
Do you pass it
Just
over?
like a dagger. Yeah, it's like on the
Pull
inside
out
of my
the dagger.
shoe.
They're itemizing everything and they hand it through.
I might just have like a smaller, maybe like a paring style knife that I'm going to hold on to.
Okay, so you're holding on to that. Joseph, you are holding on to... Your bag probably has knives or surgical equipment at the very least. And so after having taken these things, Valentine is going to nod and say thank you. So just one old last time question. If you have any weapons, hand them over now. Otherwise, you will be in breach of the law. Okay. Thank you. Come on this way. And doesn't search you or anything like that, just turns and begins to lead you, two of you at the very least who are in breach of the law, over towards the outskirts of the town. You see the large city with all of its many saloons and presumably nice warm beds and bars disappear off into the distance as you stroll through, back out into the dust, and eventually you come to a frontier cabin, which looks, unfortunately, rather like the one that you were at before. It's not the same one. But you can see this small little cabin that has been set up. It's in a little natural, not really a valley, kind of like a depression. And there is a guard sitting on a chair up staring down with a rifle, kind of just very casually. And by the front, there's a pathway that leads out of the small depression. Two guards, both with pistols. Neither of them have them out, and they're sitting talking. Griff.
The place we're meant to stay in is in a depression.
Yes, it's in a small depression.
Yeah, that ain't good, dog. I hope you remember, like it was that gas that came from those things that came down and made people.
Yeah, I remember.
It settled into like depressions and stuff like that. We're gonna go insane if we go into there.
Is it 2-story or 1-story?
It is a single-story building, I believe, but I will just confirm.
Ain't good.
It's a single-story building.
Can we request a different quarantine place, like on top of a hill somewhere?
Are you asking Valentine that?
Sure. I'm saying it out loud.
You say that out loud, and Valentine kind of says, "Sorry, we've only got one area. Otherwise, we'd risk infecting more of the city. Only be a couple of days. There's some nice folks in there. Y'all can play cards. Y'all can have a drink. Really won't be too bad."
Can I, all right, then, if you don't mind, can we get some, Griff, what's, that bush that burns, like, real smoke-like? Smells nice, but burns real smoky. Asking you as a fellow
tree? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a survivalist. You can probably identify something that is going to create a lot of smoke to potentially protect you, I think is the idea here. Do you want to make a survival check?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. I will do such a thing.
Asking as survival Griff, not Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I don't know, what?
I think you just get green pine needles
probably.
I'm gonna say that. And boom, there's my survival.
You're able to identify something, be it green pine needles or not. I'm afraid I have not the survivalist knowledge to say, although I know pine needles burn pretty well.
I think there's
make a lot of smoke.
There's white pine and there's red pine. I don't think, and one of them is like poisonous.
Crisp pine.
Well, I hope I know which one's which. Let's do this.
Poisonous.
50-50.
Crisp pine is deadly, but in a different way.
It's smoking hot. Anyway.
I should have said that. Yeah, that was way better.
So,
I'm just disappointed in myself now.
We'll get you anything y'all need, and we'll have meals prepared for y'all. Check in every morning. Don't leave, of course. We'll warn you if we catch you outside. If you don't get down, we gonna shoot you.
I would like to lodge with the companions of my companions here. I do not like this. I would like to leave, or I would like to stay somewhere not in a depression.
Yeah, but we gotta make a good impression if we're gonna be welcomed. We're gonna get a warmer welcome than we did in Stillwater.
We have a few members of the party that prefer to sleep outdoors, makes them more comfortable. We were out to sleep on I'm assuming the cabin has like a small terraced area.
Yeah. You all can sleep on the porch if you'd like. It doesn't hassle me. You all need to walk around the house. Don't go too far. Oh, and yells to one of the deputies who walks forward with like a tiny bottle of spirits and hands it.
Hotel bar.
And Valentine looks towards you, Griff, since you've made the most complaints, and pushes it towards you.
No. The mini boss always overpriced.
Yeah, I'm not paying for that. Secret
That'll be
price.
$30.
All right. Well,
Not adjusted.
no, you-
I'll take
you-
it and
you
pass
take
it. I take it immediately. Pass it to Blanca. It's.
Okay. All right. Well,
Why'd
The
you pass it?
only
I don't know.
only thing we'd ask
You're
is
valuable.
an audience with the sheriff as soon as possible. We'll stay here as long as you like, but we could chat to him.
we don't got
Put
no
our minds
sheriff.
at ease.
Just me, deputy sheriff. I take everything. I assign all the other, all the deputies. I'm the law down here.
Why aren't
So-
Why aren't you the sheriff then?
Because
Well-
he wasn't elected.
We ain't ever got round to, just administrative, really. Not a.
I
You can
want,
talk when you're out of quarantine. I'm sure he'll walk through all the administrative loopholes for you.
I want to move over, so I'm standing next to the deputy sheriff now, nodding along as he talks, and then I'll go. It's just administration, really, Blanca. There's a lot of subtleties in the whole thing.
Let me get a
thank you,
slice
son.
of psychology.
Sure.
He's lying out his teeth, I reckon.
I reckon he's a
Let's
cool
find
guy.
out.
Extreme success.
So here's what you get. There is not a sinister element to this. He appears to he's not lying to try and seize control or something like this. When he says I'm the law, I organize everything, he's telling the truth. He is the force of law inside Santa Rosita. It does, for what it's worth, appear a formality is probably not true, but it does not appear to be something that is super serious. That said, you can tell it is burning his pride. He is furious about this, and just you mentioning it is making his blood boil. You have identified something that you can pick and poke at, and might come in handy down the line. So bear that in mind.
But he's telling the truth. There is no sheriff.
He is telling the truth. There is no sheriff,
And that he is in charge.
and that he is in charge. Yes, both of those things are true.
What time is it right now? Are we bedding down
Around
tonight
sunset.
again already?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Just,
All right. Well, in the absence of any duly elected sheriff, maybe you'd like to come on back in the morning and we can tell you news of the outside world.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I'll be back. I'll tell you what. I'll bring you your breakfast. How's that sound?
If you could also bring a doctor, I'd be mighty appreciative.
Oh yes, we have a doctor visit every morning to make sure that everybody's well.
I don't. Sure. Absolutely.
I think that will be all for the evening. Thank you, Deputy Sheriff. We will
Well,
retire.
Now you keep an eye on everybody inside there, son. All right, you make sure no one gets up to no trouble.
Don't you
We
worry
got
about
those.
it.
I have 2 sausages with my eggs.
2 sausages. Oh, we'll do our best. Thank you, Marshall, and good luck. Well, enjoy your rest.
Do we get the pine needles or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, they bring you what you've asked.
Would.
Yeah. It takes an hour or so, but you'll get the pine needles.
Ah.
Now, let's meet your bunkmates.
Yeah, this is not going to
Yay.
go well.
Okay, so it's a small cabin. It is not uncomfortable though. There are only 3 beds, but there's like sort of a lot of hay has been brought in, and everyone has plenty of blankets and small sort of like cushions and stuff like that. So people are sleeping on the floor or in chairs and looking relatively happy about it. There is a fire already going, so it's already quite smoky, and you can put in some pine needles to get a little bit more of reinforcement there to make sure that the effect of the disease isn't going to completely overwhelm you. It's not too bad. It's kind of nice. The people greet you relatively happily. There is a sort of younger middle-aged man, young side of middle age. Guy introduces himself as Claude. Yeah, really nice to meet you. I play cards. Y'all want to play cards? That's what I've been doing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I play cards. That's what I do. Just making sure, because he is very soft-spoken is the weird sort of element about him. Can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Amazing. I love him.
The first to
I play
die.
cards. Now, any of y'all gamble?
Yeah?
Heard
Great.
Greece was pretty good at it.
Well, fantastic. We can play cards. I've been playing with all these folks. I tell you, I'm going to clean every one of yous out before we get let out of here.
It's handy of y'all to collect all of it so I can take it from just you.
Oh!
Oh!
You're really funny. You're really funny. Come
Yeah.
on, let's play. Sits down.
I'm
There is a-
terrified.
an older man who is playing cards and who is actually, if you were worried you're going to be the sole law enforcement official in the building, you'd be mistaken, because there is a judge there. A man named Mr. Hill, Rupert Hill, and he's wearing very fine clothes, and he looks incredibly comfortable. He's leaning back in his chair, and he has a large bottle of whiskey, his own supply, which he is just drinking from, and he is drunk when you arrive, and he gets drunker as the evening goes on, and he's jolly, and he talks, and he plays cards, but doesn't really play seriously. And he seems to be a man with a lot of money, and he's just playing to pass the time. He's putting out very small change, and Claude's gonna clean him out. Claude's going to take everything. So he's really trying to get him to bet more. And unfortunately, the more he drinks, the more he just really doesn't care about the game. It's just kind of occasionally tossing down a coin or two. In the corner, not participating in the card game whatsoever, is Matt. Fuck off.
Excuse me.
I said fuck off.
Do I know you? Do I know him?
You don't know him.
But he knows me.
Oh, you've never seen the man before in your life.
Oh, I thought you said
Same
Mac.
name.
I thought you said Mac.
No.
Matt?
Matt.
Oh,
My
I
bad.
thought he was
I
talking
thought
to
he was
me.
specifically telling Mac to fuck
No,
off.
he-
That's
I
what I
was
got as well.
Hey!
Fight.
Well, there you go. That must have been very confusing. No, there is Matt.
Matt.
Tells you to fuck off.
I do so.
It's the same bloody sound in that accent. Matt and Mac.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's a man who introduced himself as Johnny, and he's here to complain. He is here to tell you about what is fucking happen out there. That is illegal. That is criminal. They cannot keep us in here. And it's absolutely horrible what they are doing. And I got half a mind to walk out. Now, you know I do. I got half a mind to walk out.
Together.
Welcome
No.
to your bunkmates. I think the first two are a little more entertaining.
We are officially one over the Hateful Eight. I was keeping track. So I was getting big vibes.
Oh, no. Okay, so tell me how you spend your evenings. What are the collection of you doing? What does it look like? The food does come, and for what it's worth, it's pretty good. It's like a stew. There's some potatoes in it and some meat. It's good. It's nice.
I would like to find my way up to the roof.
Yep.
I would like to sleep on the roof.
Sure. You go outside. Make me a climb check just for hilarity.
I will make you a climb check. I'm not. I got a few points in climb. Not a lot.
Ooh,
extreme success.
So many extremes. What
You
the
scare you get up there and you don't you scare the watch person who is standing looking over the whole place, because they only notice you when the sun is rising. You have a really restful sleep. You like it being out there. You'll have to make a constitution check because you're not within the campfire, but we'll get back to that later.
I was gonna do a thing.
Okay, please do.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
As he's climbing out the window or wherever the hell he's going, I'm like, hey, Griff,
Yep.
and I'll toss you a vial.
What's this?
Put on your mask while you're sleeping.
All right.
That disgusting smelling salts, it'll keep you safe out there. At least as much as it can. Also, if you don't use all of it, I want it back. I need to keep everyone else safe too. Try not to get yourself killed, alright?
I'll try my best.
All right, perfect. So you have made sure that Griff is going to be safe on the roof. What else are you going to be doing over the evening, Joseph?
I'm gonna be looking at that powder.
You're going to be looking at pardon me, sorry, I misheard. The
Powder.
Power.
yes. Okay. Fantastic.
I'm not pulling out weird snake technology where there's other people around, but I can pull out a little vial of ash or whatever the hell we got, and I'm going to start taking a look at it, doing some analysis. I'm pretty good at pharmacology. I'm pretty sure that's a decent amount of chemistry in there, and I want to find out what the fuck's going on.
Okay. Please do. You can make a chemistry check.
I've got pharmacy.
Yeah, pharmacy, sorry. Yeah, make a pharmacy check.
Come on, 72.
Oh,
What?
It's not a crit failure.
it's another 50, so just a regular fail. Okay, I was about to say we'll come back to this because I was going to be very cruel, but instead, this thing is eluding you for now. but you're not going to let that continue for long.
Have 24 points of luck. I want to know.
24 points of luck.
Yes.
Excuse me?
That's an investment.
I want to. This is something you need to understand about Joseph and also Art. Want knowledge. Will give everything for knowledge. Will give up sanity for knowledge.
Knowledge, fair enough.
That is a bad quality in a Cthulhu investigator. Because if you want to give up your sanity for knowledge, this game will allow you to do that.
It's a
There is
trade
something. I'm pretty sure there's a thing that there's a lot of things that directly translate like 1-to-1 Cthulhu mythos for sanity loss.
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the quotes? Finite vessel, one poured in empties out the other. Something like that. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
I mean, my luck's still 55. I'm good.
This is gonna be fun.
What does Joseph think they're going to find out? I'm interested. I can come back to you in a second if you want some time to think.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Okay, all right. So the rest of you, what are you going to be doing over the evening?
Given that I'm in the similar kind of, we're in the same branch of government. I'm going to size up Judge Hill. Was it?
Yes, Rupert Hill. Nice to make your acquaintance, Marshal. I'm glad to have someone I can talk shop with.
Is he competent? Is what I'm trying to get a read on throughout the evening.
Psychology check.
He would be the first person we've met that it is. First law enforcement, at least.
Excuse me?
Second.
I don't know. That deputy seemed pretty on it.
I like the deputy.
I know you do. Okay, so psychology success. You start to kind of ask a few probing questions, and Rupert, who is a little drunk, swaps and starts to focus. Actually, stops drinking and talks to you. Yes, Rupert Hill is perfectly competent.
Good. And what's he doing? What's he doing here? What's he doing in town?
He's actually traveling through just visiting a friend. He's concerned that one of his old associates who used to work not as a judge but in the legal profession might have gone astray, and he's taken some time away to he took some time off to spend with his family. Realized he hated his family, so he's found an excuse to leave and go check on his friend.
Well, as long as I'm in town, you can call on me. Marshal Services.
Well, I appreciate
judicial
that.
branch, so I'd see it as a personal favor.
Look, and the same to you, Marshal. If I can be of any help, for what it's worth, maybe you and I can have a discussion. And he kind of gestures subtly towards Johnny, who's loudly sort of complaining about things again. It isn't strictly legal, but no, it's not like we're getting robbed. A couple of days.
Out here, you do what you have to survive. I don't much like the sound of the fact they don't have an elected sheriff, and it's just a deputy running the shop. But I suppose we can do more about that once we get inside.
I've tended to find that so long as people out here in the West are obeying and following the intent of the law, even if they don't follow it to the letter, that's what's important, And I think that, look, that Deputy Sheriff Valentine seems to be running a tight ship, and I'm happy with that. Even if he ain't got the right title attached, I'm glad someone's doing it.
I think we're on the same page for now, Judge.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. What about the rest of y'all? Who else wants to throw in something?
Looking for a bed.
Okay, you find one very easily.
Oh, I find one easily. Oh, okay, I thought it was gonna be harder.
You're looking to fight someone for it, weren't you?
I thought that it would be taken.
No,
someone want a bed. They're like, there's one right there.
Actually,
who wants to go?
All three of the beds are taken, but all three of the men offered you the beds. You're the only woman in the cabin. They do not appear to be concerned in the least.
Okay, cool. Which room is the coolest? Which room is the nicest?
Probably the one that the judge had. It's got like a slightly larger bed and a desk to one side.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
All right, Blanca is very comfortable.
And
Perfect.
I'll could I put my things up in there, just right away?
Yeah,
Okay. I would like to before he can move his things out.
Oh, sure. He doesn't have very much, but yeah. So you can make a spot hidden check to kind of go through everything.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you intuited that without me.
Yep.
Blanca steal.
I would like to steal from him. Oh my god! I fail all my steal rolls.
Oh no.
Bad.
Okay, so
Maybe there's a
unfortunately,
lesson
thief.
there.
unfortunately, he just doesn't have anything. The only thing, bizarre thing he appears to have on like possess is he has a lot of whiskey, and he's keeping it on him. He's pulling out like bottles of whiskey, and he seems pretty generous to share it too. So you could get some
Okay.
relatively easily.
Very quick question, because you mentioned there's a desk in that room. Is that like the only place that there is like a desk that is private from what is going on in the main area?
No, out the back there's a small like washing table that will probably be to either prepare meat or wash clothes or something like that. And you can set up there. Be relatively isolated. Cool. Okay. Who else?
But I'm on the roof, so I'm fine.
I think Grease, you're the only one.
Yeah, well, when Blanca goes in and so quickly get to bed, I pop up shortly after, and I just look around and go, I'm injured!
Claude will lean in towards you and say, "Oh, y'all want a bed?"
When no one leaps up to offer me things, I sit down next to him and go, yeah, all right, let's shuffle.
Oh, play for it. Play for
Oh,
it.
for your bed?
I got a bed. I'll give you mine. Play for it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
What,
Let's go.
what do you want?
Let's say $2.
I don't have $2.
Okay. What you got to bet with?
I can get y'all a dead snake skin.
Dead snake
It ain't
skin?
strictly mine, but I don't think she wants it.
Yeah, sure.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I shot it off my friend. I'll give you that. Otherwise, I got just my clothing really. Bedroll, but that ain't worth much.
No, that's okay. We can play for the bedroll, play for the snake skin, whatever y'all want. Play for it all, bit by bit.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
problem.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Make a gambling check.
I want to take the cards and I want to shuffle them first. And I say, so how long y'all been here in the house? As I deal them out towards him.
I've been here one day.
Yeah.
Judge says 2, and John says just got here today. The other one says fuck off.
I wasn't even asking you, dick. So, and y'all ain't seen no one going mad or nothing, huh?
Nothing like that. Appears to be an abundance of caution.
Well,
That's the
it
judge.
ain't just caution. We got attacked by someone. It's a real threat. Look at this.
Really?
I roll back my sleeve. I got damn near splintered or whatever the hell.
Well,
Yeah, they're
then,
nasty.
It's well-placed caution, it would appear.
Yeah, except it don't. I mean, Doc will tell you more about it, but it don't go through people. It's like a liquid in the air, whatever. Like
They
you
kind of
breathe
look
it.
towards each other. The judge will lean in and say, "You should tell all this to the sheriff, to Valentine, when you get the chance."
I presume Mac's gonna. I'm just warning y'all, because, I mean, y'all should listen to whatever Doc says. He'll say you're right. You don't want to be breathing this. You'll lose your head, and then next minute you're chewing on one another. And I finish dealing.
Okay. Excellent. So you've made that statement. Good. Make a gambling check for me. All right. Let me just make a gambling check
What?
for this person, and it's going to be a contested roll.
Hell yeah.
Need to add the
I do
detail.
like that your gambling roll, Grace, is basically a 50-50.
Yeah, my luck's way better.
Okay.
But you can't take luck. And I'm... Damn it! 80!
And with a 53, that is higher within the same tier. Although with 2 successes, we're just going to go with that to start with. Neither of you are really budging. You lose the room, and you lose your shoes, and you lose your shirt, but then you start winning them back. You manage to get $2, and you lose $2, and then you're playing. And Claude seems real happy to be playing. It's a lot of fun, real good. Okay,
Creeps me the hell out.
so. Back to Joseph.
Hello.
What does Joseph think they're going to find?
Well, having a bit of a think about it, I expect that I'd find some similarities to narcotics of a depressant nature, something that depresses the system. That would explain why they all become rather unmoving after time, if there's enough of that. I expect that there is something completely else in this thing. I'm fully aware that these snake things aren't entirely human, so they probably have access to something that I know nothing about, which is why I am excited. And I also do not ask me why I assume this, but I assume that it is something biological.
Okay, very good to know. Now, have you already made your check? Just remind me. Yes, you locked it down. Okay.
Yes,
So,
I realized after that, I was like, maybe I could have pushed it and just gone a bit mad to find out. But oh well, you have luck instead.
A regular success. You are going to determine, first of all, that this is no substance you've seen before. This is bizarre. It is strange, and you're expecting similarities to narcotics, but you're not seeing any similarities to anything that you are able to identify. And this begins to concern you. Make a sanity check for me.
Ooh. You set it up. He's giving it to you.
Oh no, you have no idea how okay I am with my doctor going.
The contract will be
Okay,
honored.
good to know.
Mad doctor.
Do you remember
Yeah, that's good.
Vespel? It's gonna end up being something like that.
I'm troubled by Vespel.
I like Vespel.
Okay. Well, with a successful sanity check, you're not going to lose any sanity. As you begin to examine this, with a regular success, you don't quite have enough information yet. You need to study more. You need to learn more. You need to figure this out. There's got to be some kind of way. You know that they seem to be using this to augment their brethren or something, or it's all escaping you. But you can go one of 2 directions. You can try and synthesize an antidote for this, or you can try and make it more potent. You can see some of the things it seems to be trying to do. Tweak it a little way, tweak it the other way. Maybe you can get it to work. Which would you like to do?
Try and find an antidote.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
The correct answer.
I mean, my doctor is fascinated, but he has taken a Hippocratic oath, and that means helping people as much as can.
I think that is a good oath to uphold. Bit by bit, you begin your work, and over the coming days, as you continue to do your research, you may have the opportunity to completely synthesize an antidote. For now, your studies take you long into the night, and eventually you retire, rest on a chair in the corner, exhausted. The next morning comes. Everybody can heal 2 points, except for some of you who can heal 3 points. What's that? That's amazing.
The bit's done.
I reckon still had legs.
No, I was done with it, but thank you. I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Are we still distracted, by the way, or are we good now?
No, you're all good, and you continue to be good. With yourself being prepared, Griff, you do not need to make any checks. The morning will come, and bright and early, right as the sun is rising, you can hear in the distance the town begin to awaken. You have to wait a little while before there's any visitors. Everyone else in the cabin wakes up, and eventually Valentine does arrive and places trays of food outside and begins to kind of like hand them through, and everyone takes them in, going to eat. Some of the deputies walk in and hand them out, and they're very careful to like slide them towards you and stay back from them and stuff like that. While you're here, Valentine is going to call you over, Mac, and stand at a distance from you before he starts to talk. Motions as well to Grease and says, "Come on, deputy, need your advice here."
Yeah. All right. Let me just finish my food. No.
Okay, you munch down some food as quickly as you can. Mac, are you eating, or are you just have you forgotten breakfast?
No, I'm eating, but I'm taking my time with it.
Okay, so you're
Shall
standing there.
Shall I take the minutes?
You got letters, do you?
Yeah, some.
Oh, that's a making of a.
I got enough
good,
to record a conversation.
Marshal right there.
I keep on looking to Mac out of the side of my eye just to see if he. Okay.
I look with quiet surprise. Say nothing else.
And then once you see
Okay.
how slowly I'm writing, it probably tees back up.
Now, as the collection of you talk, you sort of head out. Griff, as you come from outside, the man in the corner, Matt, who's been telling everyone to fuck off, looks towards you. Not. You're someone he likes. You've been keeping to yourself and not hassling anyone. So he gives you, and you've had this kind of thing before when you've also met like isolated survivalists. This is the I ain't gonna bother you, you ain't gonna bother me kind of look.
I'll give him a.
Yeah, it's great. It's the longest conversation we've had with anyone. And the two of you.
I do not acknowledge him any more than that.
Head through. The judge is going to try and strike up a little bit of a conversation with you, Joseph. See.
I'm not there.
Oh no, you're not there.
I am. If I've woken up,
Yep.
I assume food will happen, and I assume if I don't rock up, someone might bring me some.
Yep.
I am straight back into working. I will not.
Okay.
And I pretty much am going to subsist off my hip flask until I eat.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
food is brought and it is left on a table. The judge will point out that your food is here, but you can leave it for a while and just keep working until like hunger overtakes you, and only then will you leave your post.
I am
Okay.
very busy right now. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Blanca, you look like the next person most likely to gamble. So Claude's going to make his way towards you and say, "You wanna play a couple of hands?"
This early in the day?
Oh, yeah, well, gotta do something, right? We're stuck in quarantine.
All right. Just
Okay.
one.
All right, great. You do not have a gambling skill, do you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And if I did, it'd be low.
Make a hard luck check.
Boy, I actually have quite a bit. Oh no.
Okay.
You're about to lose some stuff.
How much money do you have?
Sorry, it wasn't practice to begin with.
Spending is 5, cash is 10.
She's got a
All
gold
right.
panther.
Okay.
It's actually made of clay. Thank
Roll
you.
a d20 for me.
Oh.
Nice.
$20.
You lose all your money and the weird gold panther.
Oh my
Good
God.
one.
It's just
All right, can I
terrible.
negotiate with him? Can I try and convince him that this gold panther is worth $20?
Make a fast talk check.
These gold
Yeah.
panther with a lot.
I'm gonna spend 2 points of luck.
Yeah, there you
okay.
go.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well, all right. The Panther can clear your $20 debt, and you want to keep playing for that 15?
Oh no, I'm good. I gotta go get some eggs.
Oh, okay.
Buffet looks nice.
This happened over like 2 hands too. Like and you start eating your food and going about. Griff, sorry, you're munching down breakfast while outside. The two folks are Grease and the Marshal Mac are having a chat with Deputy Sheriff Valentine. He says, "So, what you wanted to give me news of the outside world? So, how is it in Stillwater? Tell me, is it true how bad the sickness is?"
Well, it was bad for a while till we rolled in and cleaned up a bit. We found some no good nicks up in the hills spreading the kind of poison.
Really?
Yeah.
And you dealt with him?
Yeah, we chased them off as best they could. Don't think we caught all of them. Probably still up in the hills somewhere. But we're moving through them to keep an eye out for more of them.
Wait, y'all ain't come here looking? You reckon more of them around here?
We're just keeping our eyes open best we can.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah. Well, tell us about these swords. Who should we be keeping an eye out for?
Well, they're pretty
Land.
unique looking. You probably you know them if you see them. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Sure then. We ain't seen anyone strange about.
Can you tell us exactly what disease presents itself as in here? Make sure we're talking about the same affliction.
Sure. Well, let's go into it then. Who has the lowest luck in the party?
I'm at 72.
Not me.
77. Oh, that's the best luck score.
Rachel, 73.
Oh my god. And Greece?
88.
88. Okay.
I have 55, if that
Yeah.
matters.
Oh,
Right.
we're all safe.
Even though I'm not there. I
Hi,
have
Doc.
55.
No, it doesn't matter for you at this stage, Doc. I need everybody except the person with the lowest luck to make a luck check.
Outrageous.
What kind of
Extreme success.
Wait, so do I count as having the lowest luck?
extreme
No,
success?
you don't make anything, Doc, at this stage. Okay, extreme.
Oh
success.
my
That's
gosh.
3 extremes and a
Oh
failure.
my god.
Here's the thing. Can I luck down my luck, but doesn't it just decrease my
It
luck?
will
if
just
the luck
decrease
goes
as
down?
well.
It's- You
No.
can't luck a luck check. You can't Google.
All right. So, okay. Now, outside the collection of you are talking, Griff, you go and sit down. Claude's going to turn towards you and say, "You want to play some cards?"
For me.
Yeah.
I don't have much worth betting for.
All right. You try to say that, and then you vomit blood.
Oh!
And wow! Suddenly,
It's all in my beard. It's all in my beard.
Blanca, you turn and go to do something, but you can't move, and you fall out of your chair. People start screaming inside as Blanca and Griff start frothing at the mouth. Both of you make Constitution checks. You need extreme successes.
I passed my luck check.
You
you had the lowest luck.
No, I didn't.
Oh, who
Doc
had the?
did.
No,
Doc,
Doc did,
Doc
but Doc
didn't
hasn't
count.
rolled.
Doc-
Doc didn't count.
Doc didn't eat the poison
Yeah,
food.
I was
Oh,
putting
okay.
that
I was
together.
really confused.
Rachael.
What did you say? Constitution?
Shit.
Yeah.
Time for me to use some luck to luck that
We
down.
expected
my con
it in
isn't
the
that
air.
good. I
Okay.
passed. It was a hard success.
We need an extreme, don't we?
It was
I'm
just
going
hard.
to read
Need a what?
verbatim
Yeah.
what is happening. Okay.
Nothing
Sorry,
good.
do we need a hard success or?
So I'll read that. It'll explain it here. I'm going to read
Right,
the mechanics here. Those who have eaten some of the poison-laced food must make an extreme constitution roll, with those failing suffering 4d10 damage. A success halves the damage. Sorry, an extreme success halves the damage.
Well, I'm getting down. Bye my luck. That's going out of here.
And if we succeeded the luck
33
check,
points of luck.
it's not applied.
You can push the check, and that will be. I suppose that will be.
you can't. Luck
Your
a
body
push
is having
check.
some kind of reaction to it, and whether that will be better or worse, you're not sure.
10 would be an extreme for me.
It's 33 points.
Wait, how come 10 is my extreme
It's
success?
the 5th value.
Of 70?
Your constitution
Oh,
is
that-
50.
50.
Oh, con. Sorry, I'm getting confused. 33 points to only take 2d10, or 33 points to take 4d10.
It's actually 40-10 and 40-10 halved. So.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. So I'm on full health. I have 20. So
Statistically, you know.
statistically, I may not immediately die.
But
However,
there's a
Joseph
chance
is
that
here.
just splatoons you.
I would spend it. I have spent mine.
Hey, all right, I'll spend luck.
I'll
Get it back. I'll get it back. I need it.
I have
Hey.
also spent.
All right.
33 points. 33 points. That
reduce your
is
lux.
39.
Reduce your lux.
Yep, mine's done.
And
Hang on, I gotta
19
double check
points
that
of
math.
the,
I cracked out my
Blanking.
calculator as well.
Yeah, no, I got it right. All right.
Do Mac
then-
and Griff not need to do this?
They didn't eat, I don't think.
Yeah, they've eaten.
We got the luck.
Nah, we ain't.
Extreme luck.
yeah, they passed their luck check.
Yeah.
I passed my luck check.
You did, but since you have the lowest luck of anybody who ate.
It has
Right,
to
okay.
Or everyone who is eating has to make a luck check. If they fail, they're poisoned, except for the person with the lowest luck who consumed poisoned food by default because they were unfortunate.
They had the lowest luck.
Yes.
Glad it didn't need,
Right, okay.
didn't need me.
I will take 4d10 halved.
Okay.
Are you going to roll the same amount for both of us or different amounts?
Well, we had different food, so.
different amounts.
I'm happy to. Which would you two roll?
Different amounts.
I
Different
would
amounts.
think different amounts. We ate different food.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
You
All
go
right,
first,
pick-
Griff.
I'll go first.
Griff.
Yep.
Okay.
So Griff's is halved, is it?
We're both halved.
Both
We're both
halving.
halved.
You are frothing at the mouth, Griff. Blood is pouring out of your mouth. Doc, you hear screams and you turn around in time to see these folks. Now you can see them both writhing on the ground. Before anybody rolls, what are you doing? Because I think it's very important what the doctor immediately does.
I'm literally going, what do I know about poisons? Probably like oh, fuck yeah! Ipecac! I have a fuck ton of that. If you serve it in a large enough amount, it is an emetic.
Yep.
Small enough amount, it's an expectorant. Large enough amount, emetic. I am immediately going over to
What?
whichever looks worse. I'll make a first aid check if I need to do triage, but I'll go and immediately jump over to whoever and force a bunch of Ipecac down their throat to get them to bring up whatever the fuck this is.
I am going to cruelly pull a classic Call of Cthulhu keeper move and say they are both frothing at the mouth. You do not know
you
which
don't
one
know.
looks worse. You can hesitate to try and figure that out, but it will take more time. Pick one.
No.
Who are you going to?
I'm going to Miss Adda.
Okay. Blanca, you are dived upon. Make a medicine check, Joseph.
My thingy has broken.
With a
Yeah,
success,
that's good.
fantastic. We are going to halve this damage again. Okay, so you were going to halve it because you got an extreme success and then halve it again.
36 luck on this.
So you have Ipecac force down your throat. You begin to vomit, and you can feel whatever burning, horrible pain sort of fading slightly, and you tense every muscle in your body, forcing it away. 19 damage halved. Going to round down, so that's going to be 9 damage halved again, 4 damage.
Oh my god, I spent
Nice.
30 points of luck on this.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. So leaning over, each of you, it's you're trying to remain together, and it seems to be working relatively well. Meanwhile, across the other side, Griff. Oh my god.
Oh! There's your luck.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
One.
I spent
It's just food
19
poisoning. You
I
weren't
spent
poisoned.
19 points of luck
Oh.
on this.
Points.
Me and Rachel are so cranky we spent all that luck.
Yeah, but like if you hadn't,
I don't care.
that
What
would've
if?
been,
What
like-
if? What if? It's just-
Wow.
Ooh, 2 points of damage. I'll heal that over a night.
Bring me some stronger bacon.
Yeah, keep eating.
Yeah. Another.
Head to your feet. People are still panicking. Valentine is going to take a few steps back. He's going to pull out his gun, thinking this is some kind of disease or something, and yell at the two of you, "Get back inside! Get back inside!" The quarantine is going to be reestablished outside, hidden away somewhere in the town. One of the serpent people, in the form of a townsperson, is going to radio in to their companions and say, "The first attempt has succeeded. They are trapped. We will continue the siege." And we'll end the session there.
Lizards.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Oh,
Thank you
man.
so much to all of the cards, and thank you in particular to Daniel and to Rachael for spending so much luck. That was a pretty cool scene. Now, before we just end the whole session, because I did forget to give you some sanity rewards, let's take some sanity rewards for the previous session, just so everybody knows.
Yes,
they're gonna
please.
get
My sanity
a
is low.
little bit of a bonus. So, what everybody's going to get is... Please hold.
I just
in
rolled
the
my
middle, I find
4d10. If I'd failed, I would have died. As in died. Like, Roland, your character died.
Oh my god.
You underestimate power of Doc's ability and the fact that I would 55 luck to save you.
Yeah,
I love that it gives you the numbers within that make up
too.
my 5, and it was 1, 1, 1,
Two.
2.
Exactly.
It was.
Now you got me morbidly curious.
Oh yeah, you want to do
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Fine.
There you go. So,
Fine.
Everyone roll your
first
own.
of all, you are going to gain 1d3 sanity points for uncovering the plan of these bizarre creatures.
You roll it separately?
Thank
Sorry?
heavens.
We roll it separately?
Yeah, you can all roll 1d3.
Okay.
For having killed the strange lizard dogs, you are going to gain 4 points of sanity each because you really killed a ton of them. Oh dear God. You all gain 6 sanity points for having killed a bunch of the serpent people. Just flat.
Flat 6. Oh, that is good.
I'm rapidly approaching positive.
You are going to gain 1 sanity point per prisoner saved. You saved them all. There were 8.
Oh, welcome.
Oh, hello.
And
we're positive.
For gaining the respect of the Chiricahua Apache, which you did, you are going to gain 1d4 sanity points.
Nice.
So, having now healed thoroughly, let's just quickly say thanks everybody for watching once again. Now remember, if you are watching us live now on Twitch, you can use your you can use an Amazon Prime subscription to subscribe to our channel, which we'd really appreciate. You will be able to see our game, and you'll be also able to see other games that are happening, like in a couple of days when we are going to be putting up the next episode of the White Bull RuneQuest campaign. So please jump in with that. You can catch up with that campaign and with this one and with others on the Chaosium YouTube channel. And hell, thanks for playing.
Anything happening this weekend, Jamie?
Anything happening this weekend? Oh, just some little things, just a few little bits and pieces called Gen Con Online, which is a pretty exciting event. David, do you want to talk more about that? I think you're on top of the exact dates of things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so Gen Con Online's running throughout the weekend, and there'll be a bunch of games happening on the Gen Con Twitch page, including some Call of Cthulhu. We have Mark Morrison coming in to run a campaign, and that's going to be, got my date right here, 30:07 at 10 p.m. So that's in Eastern time. So that's, what's the 30th? Saturday? I
Thursday.
think that's right. Thursday. And then Melbourne time, that's the 31st at midday. So make sure you jump in for that. Otherwise, there's also going to be some other games that we're going to be trying to put on here. We're going to be recording some streams and making sure we share that with you. Should be really cool.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We really appreciate it. Thank you to all the cast. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, David. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Art. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you. Snuck it in there.
See you all next time.
Got him.